evening, Clive. You hear me all right? Laminers. This is going to be epic. You're doing the whole match? First set. Just turn in. Hey, mate. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
Good afternoon.
Say good evening.
Good evening.
Simon says.
Perfect.
It's the best of 5 6-game sets. First set, love all. Play. Good luck, gentlemen. Top.
All right, we're here for the final of the 2017 Australian Open. Got Camden serving, Steve returning.
Steve going for the second.
Wow.
Perfect start.
15 love.
What's your early predictions here? First set score?
I think Cam's going to take it 6-4. I think it's going to be tight.
That'll be great.
Oh, we're not happy with the call.
Yeah.
15 all.
Frankie under some early pressure. Frank Filippelli, Melbourne head pro, doing the marking. So Cam's got here without too much trouble.
Yeah.
Steve's had a couple of 5 setters on the way, so could come into play.
Yeah. What about you, Rob? What do you think is going to be the first set scoreline?
I think 6-4. I think it's going to come down to how well they both see.
Hazard.
It's one of those courts where if
Thank
get
you.
your-
Hazard
your
worse than
railroad
second.
working well, you're a
30-15.
match for anybody, so I think it's as it's two lefties, I think it's unlikely that one is going to outserve the other. So
Yeah.
And the last
on
gallery.
paper it should be pretty tight. And there we go. Nice even start. Just what we're looking for.
Yes.
Hi everybody. Everybody out there watching, welcome.
Thanks for tuning in.
To Melbourne. Beautiful
30-15
evening
on
here, a
receiver
little bit
links.
humid.
First chase is Hazard.
A
Worse
little
than
bit of
the
rain,
second.
but doesn't matter. We're indoors.
Cam doing his usual jump up and down, aggressive stance. Chase the ball.
That's a good ball.
Great finish.
Lost the chase.
Expect to see a lot of that
40-15,
kind of
chase the
forehand slap
last
post from both
gallery.
players.
Yeah,
It's a great call for that
Definitely.
shot, actually.
definitely.
It must be quite tempting as a lefty just to lean in and just slap that into
yeah.
the ball there.
Top.
Ooh, tough call, I thought.
Took a strange bounce. Oh no.
Game the first game of the first set.
Yeah, nice early
One
lead
luck.
to Camden.
game.
The champ's on his way.
Chase better than the second gallery. No strokes.
You didn't play either of these guys on the way, did you?
I didn't. No, I got knocked out by Nicky Howe before I got a chance to have a crack at Camden, unfortunately. But, yeah.
Well, you practice quite a lot with Cam, so you probably know what to expect when you come up against him.
Yeah, we do hit a lot. He's just so consistent, really.
Worse than 3.
It's quite a big
Better than
nick
the
in
second
Melbourne. I
and
don't know if
worse
you
than
noticed
3.
that.
Yeah.
But, that's
No
a
strikes.
dangerous ball to leave.
Yeah.
You do.
And they both love that roll off the timbre.
They do. They hit that ball very well, and both of them hit that roll ball under the grill very well as well. It's a big shot for the lefties, isn't it?
Do you think you'll see them try and slide it down that winning gallery side more?
You'd think so. Well, I think
Maybe even Camden more so
No
than
strikes.
Steve, trying to slide
First
it down
chase
there.
is better than the second gallery.
yeah, I think it's probably, like I say, it's a better shot for Cam to try than Steve, probably.
Yeah.
Just because Cam, I think, is a little bit better out of that corner.
Yeah.
You get a little bit less
15
reward.
love. Better than 3. Lost the chase, still better than 4. 30 love.
Cam's very good at just kind of rattling off the points, isn't he? It's just,
Yeah.
you never feel as if like he's kind of doing a lot of damage, but
Graham,
He's winning
just keep
points.
losing points.
Yeah.
thank
It's
you.
kind of a
40 love.
upsetting, to be honest. So we've got a grill marker this evening, so first
Is that
tough
Woods
call for
Casey
him.
down there?
Chase
Who
the
is it?
door.
I think it might be Graham Blunston from Hobart.
40 love.
Oh, wow.
Very experienced grill marker, by all accounts.
Fantastic.
Right, Steve needs to get his serve going pretty quickly here, just to get into
Yeah.
this. Yeah, I think on paper Cam is beatable, but you've got to be on point.
40 love.
I think Steve.
The
he's gotta
receiver
be quite
leads.
smart,
Chase is
right?
the door.
Yeah, you've got to be smart and good.
Yeah.
Run the chase.
He's got so
Game.
many options, Cam, hasn't he?
That was great.
Right,
lane.
2 love.
2 games to
2
love.
love to the champ.
Am I right in thinking the last time these guys played on this court was Stevie won it, didn't he? Was it 2013 Aussie Open?
Yeah. Is that a big 5-setter?
I think Steve might have won it in 4. I'm not sure that. I'm not.
I'll be honest,
15
I'm
love.
making it up. An unusual and rare error from Cam there.
Yeah.
Right, Steve, let's get the serve going. Tighten it up for the crowd.
15
Something
love.
to cheer about.
Oh no.
Can't afford
15
that kind of
all.
stuff, can you?
No.
I think Cam's retrieval just puts you in almost like a panic kind of state of mind.
Right.
Any ball's difficult, 'cause you know, like, unless you hit a perfect shot, he's going to be there to get it back.
Yeah. I feel you don't get many points from those from Cam either, really, when they hit that slightly not tight return and he's never putting it in the net.
Yeah, this is a classic Cam point where he's going to hit like 4 or 5 on the penalties and he's going to win this point. Like, it's unbelievable. There's just no winners.
Yeah, he called it. He called it.
I know exactly how it happens.
30-15.
You get chance after chance, but he makes the court so small.
Right. And you feel it's just his foot speed, or
Yeah,
what
just-
is it? It's control?
Absolute foot speed. It's amazing.
Yeah.
40-15.
Steve in a bit
And he
of
backs
trouble
it up
here.
with that. You know, as soon as you're on the penthouse, he wrong foots you. He puts it away. He just
Right.
another forehand slap.
Chase, better
Bit
than
lang.
shot. 40-15.
Well, Steve will do well to pick up our 6-4 prediction here.
I know. Yeah. as long as I can remember, he's always been a pretty quick start, isn't he, Camden?
He does play
Do you think
very well
like
from
he's
the
straight
get-go,
out? Yeah.
Chase is
You're right.
better than a yard.
Went for it.
Game.
There we go.
Games
Quickly
to
the
love.
3 love.
First set.
Yeah.
Very quiet in the crowd. I assume they're all cheering for the Aussie.
Yeah.
Not much to cheer about yet.
15 love.
All right.
Fault.
Any suggestions, John? What's Steve going to do from here?
I don't feel he's moving like he was on like the other day.
Well, obviously I wore him out pretty badly, but
Right, oh
Jeez,
yeah,
1 and
big
2.
time. But he doesn't
15
quite look
love.
as fired up and as sort of looking for that ball like he was the other night. A lot of errors from Stevie.
30 love.
You know that sort of mode he gets in where he
Yeah.
seems to be over everything.
yeah,
And
just
the ball-
charging bull.
Right, the ball's just always on your side of the court, what it feels like anyway.
Good option. Great shot. I think that that return
40 love and a
you find
chase.
yourself when you're playing cam, you do these like returns that you've never tried before in your life. And you're kind of like,
Like,
why did I just do that? shot?
yeah.
And it's the kind of pressure he puts you under because he keeps getting all your good stuff back, and you're forced into, well, maybe I should come up with a brand new plan. And but of course, if you've never practiced something, it's obviously a terrible idea.
Right.
I
Tricky.
think that return from Steve was in the
40
middle of
love. The
nowhere.
receiver
Wasn't it?
leads.
Yeah.
It wasn't a
Chase
cut
is
shot, it
1
wasn't a
and
force,
2.
it was
Yeah.
brain fade.
Wow.
It's good, very good pace from the
And then
champ.
he-
Game. 4 games to love.
He always plays it off like he can't hit it, but when he wants to, it's fast.
I don't know what time it is, but that's scarily quick. 4 love.
Chase, worse than 6.
That's the one. It's not moving.
No strokes.
It's normally all over that.
Yeah, I mean, you had plenty of time to see that and pick it up.
Yeah.
Thanks. 13 minutes, 4 love. If this was like a proper sport with records, we'd know what the fastest Australian Open match ever was.
Yeah, right 15 love.
Ooh,
All right.
There we go. That's
30
obviously
love.
that's the game plan right there. Very short, easy to deal with railroad. Bottom of the net.
Bob.
That's the game. Oh, Steve.
15-30.
Again, it's just
See if
pressure,
he
isn't
can-
it? It's
yeah.
pressure.
Let's see if he can get this game. Needs it.
40-15 and a chase.
Yeah, it's
Worse
better.
than
Starting to drift in a
6.
bit better now. Yeah, we're sitting next to one of the greatest Australian Open sponsors of all time, John Link, and he's suggesting that Steve really needs to get that railroad going, and I couldn't agree more.
Yeah,
And if
completely.
anybody knows, John Link knows, let me tell you.
There you
he is.
go.
Look at him, what a
40,
champ, what an
15.
absolute legend.
The receiver leads. Chase is worse than 6.
All right, game point for Steve.
Oh, steady there, miss.
And again. Yeah,
So good.
that sort of floaty backhand
30-40.
into
I
the
mean,
grill.
that grill is 6 times the size it actually is when Cam's playing.
Yeah.
Chase the second gallery.
Steve
30-40.
definitely has to use the galleries.
Yes. What's your next event, mate? You going to come over to Philly and play in the US
30,
Open?
40.
Yeah, there's a rumour that I'll be there.
Chase
Fantastic.
is the second gallery.
We'd love to have you, obviously.
Yeah, so I'm actually banned from staying at the club in Philly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, as a young man.
Oh, no.
Sometimes you just never learn. But I'm really looking forward to it, actually. I haven't been, can't remember the last time I played in Philly. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, fantastic.
Let's hope we don't get one of those traditional minus 50 blizzards.
No, let's hope not.
Great.
There we go.
Game.
There we go. Aussie's on the
game for
board,
4.
crowd's happy. The only frown is the champ. Double fault, not called it.
Close. 15 love.
Filippelli having a mare.
Yeah, that was... Oh. He's asked him to go pick up that ball as well.
God.
Let him
Pushing
think
his luck
about
after
that bad
terrible
call.
15 love. Serve
Oh,
leads.
mind games.
I'd ask him to go and get that again, actually. Just wait till he gets all the way back. And I'm sorry,
You got to get that.
can you clear the place? Nice. The way they can roll that ball.
Yeah.
15 all.
Oh, snuck in.
Back on the frame there.
Snuck in.
Confirmation
15.
from Mr. Blunston. That ball was definitely in. That's nice as well.
Pick up. Oh no, edge.
Oh, this is dangerous. It's going to break his heart.
You called it.
30 all.
I've been there so often.
This is going to break his heart.
Preston. Oh, that's big.
Nice.
Great defense.
Wow.
40-30.
Here we go.
The second game point. Our 6-4's back on the cards, maybe. Pick
Dug
up.
that out nicely.
Oh, we let it go.
Great read. And he knew where to go. Oops.
There you go.
Here's an easy one.
Getting snappy. Oh, good point.
Chase,
Good point,
second
very
gallery. 40-30.
Champ always manages to look a bit concerned, doesn't he? Doesn't matter what the score is. Do you think he's a natural worrier? You spend a lot of time with him.
I think so. But he's always, you know, impressive though. I don't know. As much as he looks under pressure, he's always very, I think, calm and in control inside. I think.
Do you think that's because he's just so good?
I think he's very confident in his ability out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely not an issue with that.
It's a little bit annoying, to be honest.
Yeah.
40-30.
Even in
The
practices, he's
receiver
just like,
leads.
I'm going to smoke you today, and you're like,
Chase
oh wow.
is the second gallery.
So,
Got that look in his
7
eye these
a.m.
days,
We're
doesn't
like,
he?
yeah.
Even when you shake hands and you haven't seen him for a couple of months, it's in your face. I am going to kill you.
Ooh, wow.
Game.
Confident
2
job to the
games
net
to
there
4.
Yeah.
from the Aussie.
2-4.
I like that.
Read.
There it is.
Chase.
That's the one we talked about.
It's the best court in the world for that shot.
No strokes.
It's gone in a flash, right? It's so fast.
It doesn't seem to matter how high up the wall it hits. That just comes out rolling.
And chase the door.
It's warming up now.
2 chases.
This has
Moving
really
a bit
turned
better.
around a little bit, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Quite a big crowd in tonight.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Don't know how many people are watching online, but someone's going to yell it to me in a minute. Hello to all 26 of you. Sometimes you wonder why you bother.
No strokes. First chase is worse than 4.
It was not an ideal time. Pretty early in the US. 2
Yeah.
a.m. I think.
Yep.
7 a.m. in the UK. Plus you're all snowed in.
15 love. Chase the door.
I assume the internet will be down in the UK. Nothing works when it snows.
No, everything grinds to a halt. Ah, it's a nice ball.
He's done well there.
Yeah.
Chase off.
Oh,
15
Don't
love.
see that chase off every day. Door to door.
Smallest one to
You might
hit.
call that. Cam the salesman.
Oh, he's missed.
Gotta make that.
Oh, that's a long way.
Chase.
The heartbreaker.
Better than half a yard. 15 love.
It's impossible to not pick up the next ball thinking like, oh, I should have left the first one.
Yeah.
And the second gallery. 2 chases.
Does he practice that with you? He's very good at that shot.
We do a lot of down the line, like backhand down the line, yeah.
I find it as boring as I always did.
It's just I find it so difficult that it's all right, but
He's amazing.
it's
good at it.
frustrating, yeah.
It kind of feels like the better serve you do, the better return he does.
15
Right,
love.
he's got that skid.
70. Better than half a yard.
Etchy Bastard was apparently very good at that shot.
Was he?
Yeah.
Pull.
Apparently he could hit that ball from this end, winning gallery every time.
Wow. Talented.
So the legend goes.
The legend goes. What do you feel when you're in a point against these guys with them, obviously lefty? Do you feel as it goes on, you get more on the end of? What do you
Chase the
feel?
second gallery.
If you know what I'm asking.
Not really.
So obviously we've got
Great shot.
they're returning on their backhand, but once that
15,
tan is
30.
obviously forehand, this side's forehand. Do you feel they
I
have an
feel
advantage in the
like-
point, or?
You feel like you do, but I'm not sure you do because they seem to have so many different options. That
Them
although
being
they're not
lefty.
the kind of they're not the traditional options,
Right.
but they're also very good.
Yeah.
Cam in particular, actually, it's not that
40,
different to
15.
playing a righty, is it? His cut volley's so good, his force is so good.
Yeah.
And
But then
Steve's
he's
got great options, and I think he's a better turner
for sure.
than Cam. Lovely finish from Cam. Generous round of applause there, even though that
5
was the
games to
American.
2. First set.
The Aussies don't have a problem with that.
Chase 3 and 4.
Came out.
No strokes.
Yeah, it is a very different thing though, you're right, playing the lefties is
I feel like you
figure
said,
it out, doesn't it?
yeah, more so maybe Stevie than
And chase
Cam.
the
Then.
first
Yeah,
gallery.
you're right. Like I say, Cam is a bit more traditional. Steve's quite a big adjustment.
Yeah.
Both players looking pretty fresh considering how hot it is out there.
It is humid today. First day we've sort of had.
We've had a hot week.
No strokes.
Yeah.
First chase is 3 and 4. 3 and 4.
Right, Cam's got 3 and 4 to beat here.
What do you think? Cut volley cross court for length?
If it's short, it's
Oh,
Ooh,
Frankie.
Frankie.
Just a nervous
to the
call
count.
from the marker.
It's too
3 and
late.
4.
That was actually a very good serve. So that. Oh, now he's in trouble.
Just let him off the hook here. Pick up.
Oh, that's too short on the wall. Oh, must have had a funny bounce.
15 love. Chase the first gallery.
Yeah.
He needed that point, Steve.
Yeah, get a bit more. What are we at? First gallery, is it?
First gallery.
Second serve.
Oh, it's a lovely
There you
serve.
go.
Cam's mishit that.
15 all.
The champ would be pretty disappointed with that. That's his favourite ball, I think.
I feel like he changed his mind at the last second there. He's ready to drive it and then decided, oh, the edge. Great reactions from Camden.
Steve loves to leave it to the back wall, doesn't
Yeah.
30
he? Steve
15.
complaining about the bounce there. How have you found the balls this week?
I thought they've been great.
Really?
Um,
Really?
Yeah. You
I guess
obviously
compared to
didn't.
the Philly balls.
Oh.
They're very good, actually. Yeah. You're right.
Chase,
I don't
better
know who
than
makes
2.
them there, but they
I think you're going to
pretty
be
ordinary.
pleasantly surprised
30-15.
when you come over in February. Well, I hope
remember,
so
I'll never
anyway.
forget my first trip to Philly. I did a basket of penthouse practice, and the balls were so bad that I couldn't get a single bounce to get shot. Had to give up.
Had to give up.
Lovely shot.
30 all.
Keeps him in the set. He's very clinical on that backhand grill, isn't he? Obviously well drilled in that.
Yeah, all practice.
Another one. Oh, he didn't get the bounce he wanted.
40 30 and a chase.
I think we've got the next commentators warming up over here.
They're raring to go.
Sam Harlan's already into technical mode. Hasn't even got near the chair yet.
Camden not looking too happy.
40,
He's
30.
2 set point up.
Seven.
No, I suppose he's a
Chase
redhead,
is
isn't he?
better
So,
than 2.
yeah, was it yesterday? I think in the UK it was Kiss a Redhead day.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
That's the real thing.
Very, very good shot.
Save set point.
Deuce.
Not easy to beat Cam on the floor, that's for sure.
No. You hold it quite well.
Questioning the marker.
Yeah.
He's rattled, isn't he?
He is.
Champs is on the ropes.
Advantage.
Do you think that was possibly down to the racket?
No.
No? No, you
It's,
think that it's
poor.
similar quality, those rackets?
I think that. Fantastic.
This is a dangerous game to get into, but it's winning.
Kick. 3 games to 5.
Right. Great performance from set point down there, just casually casually
Yeah,
outplayed him on the
impressive.
floor for 3 points.
Cut it. Great volley.
15 love.
He just does that routinely like it's a piece of cake, isn't it?
Yeah. Such a solid strike.
He's getting a bit bored, the champ.
Is he?
Chase, better than the second gallery. 15 love.
What is he, 29 this year?
He's 29, yeah.
It's a bit early, isn't it? Oh, it's a lovely ball.
Pick up, Steve.
Great shot. from Cam.
30 love.
This is classic him.
And this is where his serve comes into it. You know, he keeps you down that hazard end just long enough to pick up those kind of standard points.
That's a great ball from Steve.
Oh, that's a
Out of court. 15 30. One chase better than the second.
Oh, another one.
Oh,
Very good.
great
Very
save.
good. I'm not sure he meant that to go in the
40
eye,
15
but,
and a chase.
snuck in there.
You definitely take it.
Oh yes.
Right,
Brings
set
up
point,
another
better than
set
second.
point. Yeah.
This could be the end.
And a tight serve from Stevie here. Oh yeah, bring the balls.
Yes, the greatest ever sponsor of Australian Real Tennis is paying me compliments on my left.
40-15, the receiver leads. Chase is better than the second gallery.
1 second.
There we go. Need a really good tight serve here. Keep him in it. Oh, it looks all right. There's that slap again. Oh.
Game.
Be
And the
disappointed
first
with that.
set, 6 games to 3.
Good set.
Shirts,
One
shirts,
game
or
off
toilet
from
breaks.
our.
Okay,
I think we'll
second
wait for
set,
change
level.
of ends, and then we'll hand over to
Yeah.
the technical expert and his brain surgeon friend.
Pick up from Steve. Ooh.
Bando there.
Oh,
lovely.
slots there.
15 love.
Makes that look easy too. It's just
Oh, yeah. I think
It's just
he's
not that
definitely
easy.
grooved that shot. Forehand grill.
15 all.
overplays that roll. I feel Stevie.
Overplays it?
Yeah, I mean I think he could bend down and just hit a cut shot there.
Yeah.
He's got a new haircut for this evening.
Very smart.
It's looking really good.
Stop.
All marked. Frankie relaxing into
Yeah,
it.
maybe. I'm not sure Frankie ever relaxes actually. I think he wakes up with cramp.
That's a good ball.
Nice finish from Cam.
30-15. Thank you, Camden.
A little bit of Les Patterson from the marker there.
Jeez.
He gets
Worse
away with
than
that
4.
little push return. isn't it?
30-15.
When you see it coming, you kind of think, oh, I'm in here.
With his cross court one?
Yeah, the little block
Yeah.
volley. You kind of think, I'm on, and then nothing happens.
Right.
He just hits
It's
it
the
to a
width,
very tidy
right?
length, doesn't
Yeah, and it's everything.
he? That kind of shot there. Just,
Yeah.
Oh, lovely from Steve.
30 all.
I mean, Steve's definitely not out of this. Finding his targets and moving better, I think.
Yeah. Definitely got his movement going.
That's good.
40-30 and a chase.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for
Yes,
listening.
thanks for tuning in.
Pass you over to the.
Thanks, guys. Robert, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, likewise, John. Yeah, look forward to seeing you in Philadelphia.
Yes, can't wait.
Halfway through the set, they say, "40-30 server leads. Chase is worse than 4. Deuce.
Okay,
Chase
good
the
evening,
last
folks. Welcome to
gallery.
the second set. Final of the
Juice.
Australian Open. Camden Riviere and Steve Virgona. You've just been listening to Rob Fay and John Lumley.
Nope.
And welcome, Anders. It's we're back in the hot seat again, and we're looking forward to this second set.
Yep, a pleasure to be back, Graham. Some very good tennis so far. Target.
Worse than 4.
Great roll into the low back wall. Little
One
long
of my
reversal.
favourite shots there, Anders.
Last
My
gallery
gosh,
in
I
worse
learnt
than
that
4.
shot from Naughty
Deuce.
Knox way back in about 1980 when he said, told me a lesson from Pierre Etchebasto. Oh, hello, folks. Hello to the world. We're having a champagne. I hope you're enjoying watching this, and I hope you're enjoying a champagne at the same time. If not, why not?
Deuce.
Okay, so Naughty Knox
First chase
told me
is
a
the last
Pierreism,
gallery.
where he said any ball that hits the back wall on the full, your first thought should be to force or to drive. And I don't see that many professionals teach the drive. And my definition of the
Advantage.
drive is
Chase,
a
worse
half
than
or
4.
three-quarter speed force, but for the low back wall on the full, which runs out very fast. And the benefits of that shot means that it doesn't need the same accuracy as a floor shot, like we just saw.
Right.
But you can't cut it off. And it hits the back wall and just runs out fast.
No. Won the chase.
Sensational working around the court of Steve Virgona by Camden Riviere, and he's a delight to watch because I think Riviere is reintroducing the change-up and deception. What do you think of that, Anders?
I totally agree. Definitely the best defensive player in the game and well underrated offense. And he makes you pay so much for missing your targets.
I couldn't agree more about that, that's for sure. I like his variety.
Advantage.
I alluded to this the other day when we were having a chat here, that change of pace is a weapon in itself, as is a change of length. And I think the modern players are falling a little bit into the habit of one speed, which is as fast as they think they can hit the ball with control. Wonderful both.
Great post by Steve.
But short and then long, fast and then slow is very disruptive. So I'm really into the disruptive theory.
Well, that sounds like the mindset going back to the days of Pierre by keeping that first ball very short, bringing your opponent and then hitting deep as a secondary.
So let's see what sort of deception Camden puts on this ball.
Holds.
Amazing defence by Virgona. He's under huge pressure.
This game has had several long rallies. Great offense and defense by both players.
Advantage.
It's interesting. I commented earlier that I often watch Riviere come out of the blocks medium speed, but he looked like he was out of the blocks absolutely flat out today. Absolutely no mucking about. He really means business. Okay, let's see here.
Yeah, holds the ball well.
Yeah,
Doesn't.
deep. Here's another chance. Will he go down the forehand line with a bit of deception? Oh, gives it a forehand force.
Outside in.
So once again, those last two shots hit the back on the full, and he forced or drove.
And you got another long rally with
There's another drive. I love it.
a little bit of roll reversal as Steve's playing
Another
the
drive and
defense.
force. Gosh. Amazing, amazing. Gosh, we're in for a real treat tonight, Anders.
Just excellent tennis.
Oh, Riviere at
Better
the
than a
top of
yard.
his game.
Advantage.
So we'll see how many times tonight Riviere and or Virgona force or drive the ball when the ball is hit the back wall on the fly. So
All right.
we'll see if we can take note. We counted 7 balls the other day that went penthouse, back wall and straight over the net on the fly.
That's right.
Let's see how many we can count on.
Yep. Then the men's
Awesome.
semifinals doubles, there was 7 or 8, which
Advantage.
may or may not be a record.
Serve-a-lease.
Probably not one that you want to
Chase
be known
is
for.
better than a yard.
I've never seen anywhere near as many.
Oh.
Okay, let's have a look.
There's the railroad variant.
Great defence. Lost the chase. It's okay.
Lost the chase. Game.
Bit of a tough ask.
First game of the second set.
Okay.
And like the first set, Cam gets out to
One
an early lead.
Now you mentioned the other day all the variations that Riviere puts on his railroad. So I'm going to take particular note, see what he does tonight. See
Yep.
that hold, that deception
15 up.
again, disruption theory.
Yep.
Gosh,
Waits till the other player commits and then hits in the
Ah.
opposite
I
direction.
do like it.
But I know Cam has as many or 7, 8 different railroad variations.
Here's another one, different one.
Yeah. And he'll
Chase
never
the
hit
last gallery.
two of the same in a row, especially
love.
if someone's had a good return on the previous one.
Okay, here's a lesson, folks. Take note. Anders has hit that right on the
There's
head.
the one bounce.
Now, here's an interesting point. Virgona slightly fooled Riviere when he went down the line, but because it was short, Riviere could cut it off. Does a fast general block in the tambour grill direction, goes in the grill. So that's a weak shot. That's far better because it's faster. If you can get past the player, it is much more
15,
difficult
30.
to hit that ball in the grill. You just can't block it.
Cam makes so many balls going into his backhand corner where he looks like he's on the defense, and yet
40-15.
we'll put a ball
Chase.
into the grill.
All out, gentlemen.
and
The last gallery.
It's almost by design that he's so
Oh,
well
yeah.
versed at
oh
that.
yeah, he's hitting down there with a pace that will go to grill height. May hit the tambour, may miss the grill, but going grill height. But it's so much more difficult in a fast cut shot. It doesn't have to have much cut. It can be a real spear-like shot. If it goes past us and we have to dig it off the back wall, it is so much more difficult. Greetings, folks. More champagne, please. It's so much more difficult to meet the ball with a strong action. How can we do that? If you meet the ball with a strong action like this, the ball is coming in. Oh, sorry, it's a champagne glass. Imagine it's a ball. Come in and we can block it using the pace of the player's shot. But if that ball goes past us, sorry, it's a champagne glass, but you'll have to allow for that. We have to now dig that out and flick it back, and we can't use the momentum and pace and the weight of the ball.
Sure.
So if you can't attack the ball and get it past the player, don't just fade a simple shot into the corner. It's a recipe for disaster.
40-15.
Okay.
The
Got Steve
receiver
back on the
leads.
serve side now.
Chases the last gallery.
One thing I've noticed, Steve has made improvements with his railroad. He's adapted it to this court very well, and was one of the major reasons with his success against Rob in the semifinal.
Game.
Does not have as much
2 games to
variation
love.
as
It's interesting,
Cam
he
does.
escaped from jail against Kieran Booth, but then played a fabulous match for his recovery against Faye, and he really deserved that win. It was great to see.
Walking the sidewall a little too soon.
See the depth of that shot, he had to dig it out of the back wall. To me, that's very risky because it was too short. He didn't attack it. Virgona was able to meet the ball before the back
15
wall.
love.
Sure, he got a bit lucky, but that's what will happen if you're at this end and you keep attacking the tambour area.
Yep. One of the rare misreads of Cam on that shot.
Yeah.
He's right there, he's in the right position. Having a series of long rests.
Chase the first gallery. 15
Yes,
love.
the set of balls that we're playing the final with, the same set that they started with, they alternated sets for the singles and doubles. So all the nap has gone, the greasy nap has gone off the ball. They don't slide and
15
skid
all.
through. And so they take more cut, but obviously the ball will get a little softer each day. And so this is a week old. So I think the retrieving comes in of its own. And I think we're in for a real treat tonight.
Good point. Also, we've had rain today, and a very humid day. How do you think that'll affect the balls? And
Look, that's a good question. I've never really known.
Second gallery.
I've never
Two
really
chases.
been able to
First gallery in the second,
identify a
15 all.
difference with humid air or dry air in the flight. There may well be, but I'm probably just a little bit too slow and couldn't work it out. But the biggest difference to me, which very few people get taught, is how much difference there is by playing with a new ball as to an old ball, and the serve is
15
the
all,
classic
first
example.
chase is the
A
first
new ball
gallery.
won't take anywhere near as much cut, and so you need to learn to serve differently with a new ball to an old ball. And I used to say to the young players, who are the young lions coming up, the top young amateurs, top young pros, they have to get through the first round to start to get to play the good players. If you can't get through the first round, you'll never get to play them. So learn to play with a new ball. You want to get a brand new set of balls on day one. And it's no good saying, oh, I've
chase
got
the
great
second
serves with
gallery.
a medium 3 or 4 day old ball or a 5 day ball if you can't get through the first round with a brand new ball.
Well, that's true. You're playing different variations of the match.
Totally.
3 rounds in, because the balls have different personality.
Yeah.
Even the ones not made by Paul Tabley.
Absolutely. It never ceased to amaze me how dumb I was. I mean, it really was sad. I think when God was handing out brains, I must have been playing in the sandpit behind the shed, because it took me so long to figure out that a railroad with a brand new ball didn't spin back into the wall anywhere near as much as an older ball. And I would just get caught time and time again, but as I said, I was a little slow. But with a bit of luck, oh my God.
Tremendous defense. Both
See that
players.
speed? See the speed of that shot, Andy? Got awesome. Super tough. I love that. What an amazing
Better than a
rally.
yard.
Both
30
players
off.
going from defense to offense in an instant. Putting on a bit of a clinic here.
Gee. That's exquisite
Blunt
touch.
then.
Exquisite. Is that a winning gallery, Anders? No. Interesting option. Maybe this will be.
That's a fantastic point.
Cunning use of the bando, my God.
Steve doing a great
Holding
Cam
30 in the
impersonation and
chase.
out-defensing him.
Maybe it's time for a little shout out to John and Sydney in Philly. They sent a very kind email saying they enjoyed our commentary the other day and watching the tournament. So all of you down in Philly who are
RCOP, one of my many home courts.
oh, very good.
Hope
very
to be
good.
back there soon.
What a great club. I don't know if Jamie Doddridge is watching or Sam Howe, but my gosh, I hope they are. My best to you.
40-30 the
As
serve
for
leads.
Robbie Whitehouse, definitely a
Chase
god in
is
the making.
better than a yard.
What a champion man he is. Taught by the legendary, came under the school of
Jimmy
the
Dunn.
great Jimmy Dunn. How lucky are we that we're the recipients of a lot of players who learned under Jimmy Dunn.
Carrying on the Jimmy Dunn tradition, and we also proud to say, oh, not quite
Chase.
one over.
Hey.
Nearly number one.
We've reinstituted the Jimmy Dunn internship, where we've raised money, and we're going to be
One
starting
game
to
to two.
identifying
Second set. 1-2.
young people to come in and learn the art of real tennis.
As a
Not only
professional or
playing,
young
but as young amateur, and
Okay.
teaching them to potentially become professionals in terms of how to maintain courts, throw balls, string rackets, and play the game.
15 love.
And teach.
And teach.
Very good, because there aren't that many homegrown US assistant pros, are there?
Yep, we're
Chase.
bit of a
Worse than
dearth.
5.
after
15
Cam
love.
and Tim, and we have Barney in New York, and Gabe is back teaching in Philadelphia. We don't have that lineage like the Brits and the Australians.
Well, I'm sure that
There's your love.
Temple and Haven have their eye on the ball, that's for sure, through the foundation for all their junior programs, which look very exciting when I last spoke to them both. And I'm sure they have this well-in train that to train, to identify and then support young US pros.
Haven and Temple are doing also a great job with our young juniors. And so the RCOP, they've actually namesaked it for Ed Knoll, who recently passed away. And we had a very nice event for Philadelphia to raise money and also to reintroduce the concept of that. Very good news. The amount of long rests with both players winning great points has been, this last few games has been outstanding.
It sure has. It's interesting, the balls being a week old now, or 10 days old, naturally they have to get a little softer, and so it's harder to kill the ball. So we're fortunate enough. They're a little unfortunate in that the rallies go longer. We're lucky in that the rallies go longer because we get
40
great
love.
entertainment.
Reading the ball so well, and in this lefty
Less
fest that
than
we're
five.
watching,
Isn't it ever?
it's almost their quality play is so high end that it's almost punitive to hit the timbre flush. They both play it so well that they're hitting offensive shots off
yes.
of direct timbre hits.
Yeah.
This is a very nice display of length game by Steve, but Cam out lengths him on the corner underneath the winning gallery,
3 games to 1.
and has now gotten out to a 3-1 lead here in the second set.
He's fired up. There's no doubt about that.
It's turned into quite a long-standing rivalry, both ups and downs.
Yep. Now that was an
Love.
interesting shot. That was like a half-force volley return into the sidewall nick at about chase 6.
Steve has worked very hard on that return. As we're
Well,
talking,
I wish he'd
making
play it more often because it's absolutely deadly.
both with a two-handed return serve, much like Cam, but also with releasing with a one-arm shot like
15 all.
that,
Yeah.
and a lot more shoulder turn, keeping more balls off the roof, which used to happen to him in stress situations in the past.
How did he get that back? I think we should take the point from him.
Cam just being Cam.
I like Camden's forehand half volley roll.
Chase,
I
the
was
second
taught
gallery.
the game
15 all.
way back in 1973 to cut every ball, including half volleys. If you can think of that, but we didn't know too much. And now the modern players getting back to maybe the 40s and 50s, where the half volley was always rolled.
You're seeing it come in, especially with some of the
30,
players who
15.
have lawn tennis backgrounds, like Steve and Rob and Tim Chisholm. They have that kind of in their circuitry where they can just drop and roll.
Sure, but also we can go right back to the 30s, 40s and 50s where
40-15 and a chase, the
where
second
OP,
gallery.
Ogden Phipps and AB, Alistair Martin were really top junior players and senior players. AB, I think, did AB play first round Wimbledon?
He may have. I know that the Boswicks had quite competitive lawn tennis lineage, as well as several other sports.
Yeah, and so we get that sort of era, and we get the right up to Gene Scott, who was obviously a really top flight lawn tennis player, and I think that era rolled the half volley really, really well. And it's a shot that professionals don't teach that much, but it smothers the ball. It gives a clean
40-15,
face.
the receiver
And so
lead.
anyone
Chase
listening out there,
is the
do not
second
try
gallery.
and cut a half volley.
And that different personality of the shot. And if you can get that Thompson roll to hit the low on the back wall first, it will just shoot out.
Yeah.
Very hard to defend. Great for both singles and doubles.
Well, I just marked a match in the Roo Cup here, folks, the other night where Anders was playing, and Anders has this shot down pat. So if you wait till Anders gets back to the States, head down to Lakewood and have a hit and watch this. Especially the forehand roll, because it's it's a great shot and it's clean. It's more efficient.
And the key is just not to over accentuate. A slight roll is much more effective than trying to overspin it.
Okay.
Which is where I would get in trouble for all my bad lawn tennis habits. That's a good roll. That's a roll right there. It's interesting because Cam, who really probably has the least lawn tennis background of the players, actually has one of the most effective
Quite
rolls.
right. That's interesting. I wonder where he picked that up.
He's always tinkering and looking to add.
Well, good. That's a very healthy sign.
He's,
There are many ways to skin a cat, as my old woodworking teacher would say, and they're all
Chase, the
good.
second gallery.
And this is the classic
love.
lefty. You missed the grill. The next ball is in this last or second gallery. 75% of the time, these players.
Chris Ronaldson
And
came
better
up
than the
with an
last
interesting
gallery.
proposal
2 chases.
when I was quite young, and it was when a main wall dead-on force looks like it's coming, you ask it the question, should I go in and try and defend that on the volley, or if I look at the stats and find out how many successful defences I make against how many racket errors and misreads for yard worse than last, Am I better
15
off
love, the receiver
Playing the
leads.
miss.
playing the miss?
First
And so
chase is
Chris
the
said,
second
let's do an
gallery.
experiment. We'll roll the ball in the penthouse. You do a main wall dead on force. I will simply run out to about chase 5 or 6 near the centre, and if you miss it, I'm going to capitalise on it. Because you've only, see the speed of that?
That's the ball you
Big.
described.
Yes.
It's a committed shot. He's decisive on a low
30
trajectory
love,
and is
chase
dying in the
better
corner.
than the last gallery.
So Chris, so we did this, and as it turns out, over the course of a match, you're better off. Gee, that's great reaction. You're better off learning to capitalise on the miss than try and defend a blisteringly hard main wall dead on. Unless, of course, there's no other
Fourth
option.
love.
The game situation is such that you just have to take the punt.
Or defending a short chase where you don't have to worry about
True.
the run out.
Yeah.
So Steve's made some nice little modifications where he's coming down on those balls and burying them in the corner and reading the timbre well, as he usually does.
Has it?
Second,
Has it
unlucky.
Has it chased
Gosh,
the
that
second
nearly
gallery?
curled into the winning
40
gallery. A
love.
gentle kiss off the battery wall under last gallery, curled back in.
And I don't think Cam wanted to trade off service side for that hazard chase.
Probably not.
But I think he sees that Steve is gaining momentum and is doing some things to hurt him, and he was throwing that change of pace deception shot that you were talking in and sliding a half speed down the line, just thinking that Steve was getting a little too comfortable underneath the grill there.
Yep. Now,
Has it chased the second gallery?
Let's see if Steve can get his railroad
has it
on the
second?
sidewall.
Well, he'll need to, because otherwise I think this might be a rip cross court under the vertical edge where
Has it
of the
second?
dead on where Frank Filippelli, master marker, is
Once in a while,
sitting, and
once in
then
a while he
race
throws
out to last gallery. We'll see.
Once in a while he throws a drag in, and there you go. He's going back that. Looks.
That's a pretty good serve. Good, not much
But
width.
now the galleries are open.
Yeah.
And
15-40.
So that was an interesting example of not being hasty in thinking I need to hit this ball into the galleries, playing off a hazard, first ball.
Right.
Why not put the server on the defensive, force a poor return, and then hit it into the galleries?
absolutely, because the second shot he was in the middle of the court with a much better geometry for the galleries to win that chase.
Yep.
Better than 3.
Once again, here's the shot we're talking
15-40.
about, Anders, where the ball is hit sharply enough that it gets past the player.
Just the right speed, hit it harder, he would have had a chance
It's
to.
too difficult to cut off, and you don't need therefore you don't need the accuracy, because they're flicking, they're digging that ball off the back wall. And A.B. Martin was the first who told me that his preferred return of serve of an easy ball was the big cross-court, heavy forehand cut shot that hit the
15-40,
sidewall
receiver
at
leads.
about 3 or 4,
Chases
lands
better
on
than
a
3.
round 1. You can't cut that off, and it doesn't have time to rise off the floor very far.
with
and
that downward
therefore
trajectory. There's a
it's
little tops and roll.
straight down. Yeah,
But he's giving Steve an opportunity, although
too slow.
and deception,
30,
good idea.
40.
But as many times I've been on the court with Steve in Chicago, the first word he would have said there is clearance. He just went over the highest part of the net.
It's not an easy shot. It needs to be right in the slot before you attempt it. It's a pretty good serve, just quietly. But a great return. Holy. Oh, I have to love that. Love that
Forehand volley, close course.
shot. I've never understood why left-handers
games
go
to 4.
cross-court so many times when a ball has been dug out of this corner. Because the main wall corner is open. Oh, first
Little
time
read
I've
that.
seen an unforced error from Riviere for this match.
Steve takes the first point of this. Could be swing game here at 4-2.
Yeah.
This set running a lot like the first set, where Cam gets out to a lead and Steve playing catch up and making fair progress here. And there's an example of missing the timbre being much more effective
15-0
than
With a
hitting the
slower
timbre.
ball. So that brings me to a question, Anders, right up into your profession. I have a theory that we read the ball incredibly well
Chase the door.
when it goes to the tambour, when the ball has a lot
15-0.
of pace. And when it goes slower, we see so many more misreads. And I'm wondering if there is such an answer that the subconscious, having done something so many times, reads more correctly and quicker than the conscious.
I would, based on, and thinking about this and having discussed this earlier, I think there's a lot of validity to that. And I think that there's a combination of, they say stick with your gut and your instinct, but also what we know from physics is that these balls, these slightly asymmetrical balls, hit softer will actually have more movement to them. So they probably travel a little less in a straight line as the ball that's hit with that speed. And I think you just saw a great example of that ball that Cam hit down the line, where maybe there's also the element that had it been hit harder, may have hit the timbre.
Yes.
And maybe that inch or two
15 all,
variation.
first chase the door.
And it's hard for us to take that into account in our minds to process imperfection.
Sure.
Versus a straight line shot
Yes.
off a hard hit ball.
Where we don't have time to change our mind or have a discussion. Is it going to hit? Is it just going to miss?
No.
I think it will. No, it won't. Yes, it will. Oh, too late.
No.
Whereas if it's really fast, there's only one call, and it has to be, as you said, the gut call. And I'm wondering if that is a better call than a considered call. A considered decision, where we have the opportunity to change our mind, make an assessment, and then maybe get it wrong.
I think you're right. There's another one of the serves. Ball just didn't get close enough to the sidewall, and Cam was able to hold it and slide the ball down the line.
Yeah.
Followed by a traditional standard of Stevie V, crushing a forehand kiss into the
Chase
grill.
the line.
That was an excellent serve by Steve. Cam
was.
did well to get that type of pace on it.
Yeah, he did.
Resulting in a bandow long chase, something that I tend to specialize in. There it is.
Oh, I do love that shot.
With the treachery of going into the grill
And missing.
side and missing against lefties.
Oh, deadly. Deadly.
Isn't it?
Bit of a... go ahead.
On a historical side, it's interesting here. We have obviously two of our top players in the world, and they're both lefties. And obviously Cam being our new world champion, and yet only becoming the second ever lefty world champion. Other than Howard Angus, who we discussed earlier. And your thoughts on the lefty-righty in terms of who has the advantage, disadvantage, shot by shot, and obviously in terms of is there really an advantage?
Well, what a good question. Wayne Foster-Davies won't agree with me, but I actually think this is a left-hander's game if the left-hander can develop a really strong
return serve.
Volley of the serve, because off the back ball, there's not much they can't do. If they can develop a really strong volley of the serve, then they have an advantage in the grill corner. They have an advantage in the side gallery corner, which is the preferred shot from the receiving end to keep it away from a straight shot down the main wall to the tambour. They serve more naturally. I don't think that there's any disadvantage at all over the four corners for a left-hander.
I'll tell you that you what you've described, Cam echoes in our discussions, and Steve as well. That it's getting him around the return to serve, having the answers for it. Once the ball's in play, and the return to serve has been at least somewhat neutralized, where it's not a winning shot or a finishing shot, that the court then opens up more into a lefty's favor.
Yeah, it's interesting. Gosh.
I think that you mentioned here, what you see here too is two players that have two lefties that have strong cut volleys, and they're both two-handed cut volleys. And as we were talking, by using the two hands, in essence, you're hitting a right-handed forehand cut volley with the two hands.
Yep. Stronger and later.
Stronger later, maybe a little more deception as well. And
yes, very interesting. Very interesting.
I think Camden raised the bar with that, and Steve has identified that and has caught
Yeah.
up a ways, because his two-handed cut volley has just gotten better and better over the last year and change.
Yes, it's interesting. The Virgona's cut volley of the serve, generally speaking, goes steeper than
15 love.
Riviere's,
Serve leads.
and it's a more attacking shot
chase
and
is
certainly
better
more
than four.
effective. But Riviere's is more consistent, and he can repeat it under pressure. And so I'd take a little more clearance and steadiness than a fraction of hit and miss of too fine a line.
Agreed.
See how deep that
15 all.
shot was? It's so hard to cut off a deep shot. I think
Better than the first
Morris
gallery.
Clothier at New York had a great shot like that. And I've even seen, I was in New York last spring and I saw some terrific matches on finals day, and Lex Myron was playing some really, really good, deep, fast cut shots. And it struck me then that it's just so hard to cut it off if it's deep. Lands on two, doesn't rise much. Gee, that's a great shot.
You don't get much off the back wall with that trajectory.
No, because it doesn't have time to climb up onto the back wall. So, it's really something that people should get out on the court and practice by yourself. The very deep cut shot.
Great save by
Amazing. That was a paint scraper if ever I saw one.
40-30.
Wow.
Steve scratching and clawing to stay in the second set.
He sure needs to. See, that's
Game.
what I mentioned. If you go too low, if that come over the net, it would have been really tough, but there's not much
3
margin.
games to 5.
And
Second set,
Riviere,
3-5.
It's unusual for Riviere to hit that into the net. Normally has a bit more clearance.
That's the standard
Yeah.
length.
Worse than a yard.
Yeah. Gets past the player. It's hard to
Go
cut it
straight.
off.
Cam will also hit that 2 or 3 times and then wait until the players start to get that head start, and then he'll hit the soft one behind it.
Yeah. So that's it. If I were a marker, I'd probably
15
be
love.
considering taking the point off Cam, because a left-hander has too much advantage on the Cam ball. And I can't play that shot, so I'm not sure I'm going to allow that. But it's a hell of a shot.
Watching at this level, as we're all taught that
It's beautiful to watch.
we're all
isn't
taught
it?
that you can never bang the tambour too often, but with these guys,
Yeah.
excellent response by Steve.
15 all.
I think if I were playing a left-hander at this standard,
Ball.
I'd be very tempted to consider the Sam Howe tactic, which was to hit maybe 80% of your shots from the service end towards the winning gallery corner.
Jeez, half
Because
yard
the
worse
lefties
than
are
6.
so lethal off
Worse
the
than a
missed
yard and
grill
half yard worse
and off
than
the
6.
flush tambor,
15 all.
even the sidewall tambor where they can do a deep boast. And so Sam used to hit the ball into the winning gallery corner a huge amount of times until he had a ball easy enough that he could hit down under the grill without hitting the tambor. And Jimmy Boswick told me that story when he played him in a semi-final of the US Amateur in Philly, and Jimmy won in 5 sets. And I said to Jimmy
15
one
all.
day,
First chase is
how
worse
did
than
you
a
find the
yard.
match? What's the most important thing that stood out? And he said a very interesting thing. And he said Sam played so many balls into that corner, the winning gallery corner, that he moved. Number
15.
one.
There's our number 1 of the day.
He moved my centre of
Half
base
yard
from
worse than
halfway
6.
between the centre line and the fleur-de-lis or the fault line
Yep.
to just
Get you off
the
your mark.
winning gallery corner, and therefore I'm further away from the tambor. So when it finally went down there, I'm too far away to read it from my normal position. It became a
30
foreign
all.
object way over there. It was amazing. So I'd be playing the winning gallery corner an awful lot.
Good comment for that in a second. And there's another target missed at and a band out. Steve's gonna get a hard luck hitting the band
That
out.
was stiff.
40-30.
No doubt about it. Okay,
And we have set point here for Camden with the
it's
serve.
gone pretty fun.
Has chased
Has
the
it.
door.
So
40-30.
So when you're one of the point you just mentioned back here in 2014. That was a tactic that was used very effectively by Rob Fahey in his World Championship defense against Cam.
40-30.
There was a lot of floor game going on in the first 2
receiver
days.
leads. Hazard chased
Rob
the ball.
was very strategically putting balls into Cam's backhand when he was on the hazard side.
Wisely so.
And it was one of the several turning points of strategy that I think ultimately led to Rob's defense. And that is the second set. Top to the backhand.
Game in the second set, 6 games to 3. The
Not your
receiver
favorite
leads 2
serve,
sets
right,
to
Brad?
love.
Well, poor Railroad is just obliterated. How's that sound, young Paul? Okay, fantastic. Okay, so we have 2 sets to love. We have Riviere really getting out of the blocks in a big hurry. He's meeting business big time. And I'm wondering if Virgona should now start to unload
Easy, Tiger.
and come out all guns blazing. I'd love to see Virgona hit a lot of straight backhand forces. It's very hard to pick. I think when he goes cross court, Riviere picks it fairly well, but he has a very good hold. In fact, I'd like to see a lot of the top players hit far more straight shots than wide shots, because it's a narrow angle. The upper body is hard to differentiate when they play the shot, and I think it's just harder to pick. Okay, folks, thank you very much. That's goodbye from Anders and me, and we're handing over to Graham Bradfield, the chairman of ARTA, and Fred Kinnemuth, president of the Royal Melbourne Tennis Club, the host club.
Receiver leads 2 sets to love. Third set. Level.
Hang on. All right, welcome everybody to the third set.
One of the greatest matches we've seen between 2 left-handers, I reckon. I haven't seen Steve play better than this in 20 years, mate. Whoa.
15 love.
Well, that might be the start Steve needs if Camden makes a few errors, because he just doesn't make them.
Because Steve has just started to put a fair bit of pressure on Cam. You're dead right. And he's starting to make a few errors, and he's also going for the galleries a lot more to get the serve.
Third
And
love.
he was trying to slide that one just there into the gallery and missed it. So the beginning of this set's going to be huge. A drag serve from Steve there. Oh,
15-30.
he couldn't finish it off, unfortunately. Ooh, a bit looser. But managed to get, like I
Chase,
said, there
second
goes
gallery.
Cam again, straight to the gallery. He
15-30.
really wants to serve in this set and in the beginning.
It's been a pretty common ploy by both players during the first 2 sets to slot away a gallery chase, just to make sure they have insurance to come up to the service end.
Yeah, you're dead right there, Fred.
Good
Whoa.
play by Cam.
Cam has been doing that relentlessly in the last few games.
30 all.
As soon as he gets an opening, he's been going straight down the line for the dead on.
Ball.
Whoa.
Well, uncharacteristically, Steve hasn't been.
No, that's right. And gee, Steve's playing so much better though than he did against Rob in the semi. He's taking these aggressively off the penthouse
Oh,
like
it's a
that.
good
You know, That's a mark of confidence, you know. He's not letting
40,
it bounce,
30
he's just going straight into it. Actually, all of Steve's family are here today. It's pretty impressive. He's got his sisters and his mum.
Hello, guys.
He's got his sister. He's got his sisters and his mum and the whole family here today, which is really good.
I think we're witnessing a terrific
40,
match
30,
here.
the receiver leads.
Camden's
Chases the second
just
gallery.
so on at the moment. He just is in the zone. He's very comfortable playing here at the Melbourne court.
Obviously kept his training up since he played Rob in May, June, and he's just kept going through. And this court's not that dissimilar to Newport, so he's very happy. Look at that. They're getting so much back. Whoa! No, didn't make it.
The first game.
Let it go. That's what we want. First one to
First game of the
Steve.
third set.
It's now getting to be a real tussle. And Steve's so fit too, so he's going to keep on with this.
Fault.
Oh, I'm not sure that was a fault. Did you think, Fred?
Oh, look, I think Frank Filippelli, the world Italian #1, is entitled to call it as he sees it, Graham.
Oh no, come on, Fred. Don't wuss out on me now. Oh, it hit the edge and he caught his racket on it.
Now that is such a tough shot to do, but Camden often makes it look so easy.
He does. James Mayle first perfected that as a left-hander. The volley off the back wall past the dead on. Oh, he's got him under pressure. Oh, geez, he was lucky there.
Oh, that ball
Just
was
That
hugging
worked
the
out
ball.
well because Geese Cam was
15
so lucky to have come out of that alive there.
Good camera work by Paul Bollerman back there on the switching desk.
Doing brilliantly.
Caught that one beautifully.
Here comes Cam again. Oh, that's a tight
a
serve.
great
That's the
serve.
serve he wants. Hugging that wall.
Well, that's the type of serve that Steve was serving against Rob in the semi, and it was so tight consistently.
Wasn't it? And Rob couldn't do anything with it. It was wearing him down. All right, what's he going to use for a second serve? His normal railroad, but it's a bit longer, which gives Steve the edge. Can't serve it long to either of these left-handers.
30-15.
Switch straight onto their forehand and nail it into the main wall dead on. Oh, that's a bad mistake.
30 all.
He was all over that and still into the net. He'll rue that one.
Good to
30 all,
see
he wanted that.
Steve putting a little bit more pace on the ball. I'd like to see him do that a bit more often. He hasn't been
You're
doing
right.
it. First set was nothing. Really
30
nothing.
to chase.
Now that's a sign of pressure there. That Cam normally would never miss that volley, and yet he was trying to just tap it in there instead of hit it like he was in the first set. And he just tried to tap it there to the base of the timbre and missed it. So there's a bit of pressure going on here, I think, Fred.
Well, I'd hate to say it.
Pressure.
I hate to say it, but footwork. Isn't that great to call something like that to the world champion from punk amateurs like us, Bretters?
I've got Fred on footwork. This is a real worry now. Now, listeners, we're in trouble now. We've got Fred on footwork. We're going to have to really
40-30 server
concentrate.
leads. Chase the door.
Not a good chase, not a bad chase, just a chase where Steve's going to want a really tight serve. Whoa, which he's got. That's what he wants. Yep.
Yes.
That's the way to go. Just heading towards the galleries, but forget it.
So two love up to Steve. Great start.
Steve,
Games
like
to
I
love.
said, he's been feeling the pressure, and Steve's looking very fit here. We're going to have to turn around and look at Steve's mum. She's looking good here.
Western 5. No strikes.
And Steve's continuing to. Oh,
15 love.
He was getting those before. He's got to keep getting them. Keep this pressure on at this point in time. 2 loves a bit of a mini break, which he really wants to keep in this third set.
Oh, wow, bit of luck there by Cam.
Absolutely. Wasn't a very good return,
30 love.
and then it just got Steve crunched up with a bando and the dead on. Oh, he's going to try a drag. That's a fault.
Good call by Frank.
Good call by Frank. Fred's pretty good up here at calling the faults. I've noticed before when I've been watching him commentate. We're all pretty good when we're not in the limelight. Oh, bit loose, both of them, both players here, and still getting loose, but Melbourne caught with that timbre up there. Ooh, so Cam's...
Well, that's a tough call.
Better than 5.
Cam's called
Worse
for the
than 5,
referee
better than
decision
5.
here.
Thanks, Steve.
I think the edge is actually in, up on the topper edge there, but...
It is for
see
you.
soon.
That's how you generally play it,
Yeah.
but for most of us, it's not.
I'm not sure it went out enough in Melbourne court. What do you guys call it?
I think that's when you you lost the Muscat Cup at 9
there's no
o'clock
line
in the
up
morning.
there, Fred. There's no line up
But
there,
you
Fred.
called that one out in on several occasions, as I recall.
Look, listeners, if Melbourne was serious,
The
they'd
serve
put a wooden
leads.
board
First
up
chase
there.
is worse than 5.
Okay, Cam to serve here. This is going to be a big serve. He doesn't want to go to 15-30. Oh, that was definitely a racket error.
15-30 chase.
Wasn't
Better than
tight.
5.
Steve just slid it down the line and Cam's missed it. So
Little
now
change
it's
of pace.
15-30. Yep, it was a bit of a change of pace. Steve just nailed it in there with a forehand. Oh, that's not a good shot. He's going to leave the... Oh. Cam's missed the galleries there. Steve's back into the back. Oh, that's a sensational point. Up and down. Neither players really
30
finding
all.
their game there. This is a huge point now. Huge point. This will be the make or break of the third set.
Good pick up.
Ooh, right into our faces there, listeners.
I ducked.
Steve's keeping going. This is really huge tonight. The rallies are going for it.
Shot,
Steve's
Chase
played
the
cool
door.
there, gone for the door.
30 all.
So this still is a big point. Still is a big point. Who gets this point is going to probably determine this third set. And Cam
great
is
touch.
just showing his speed there. Huge amount of speed there. And
40-30
Steve had
in a
stopped,
chase.
so he couldn't do anything.
Good to see Steve have a shot at the dead on there.
Dead on from there. Yeah, it was a fair way up the court. I agree, Fred.
Showing confidence just to have a crack at it.
Yep.
But Cam's wheels are pretty damn fast and he can motor down any ball.
That's
on court.
amazing. He picked that up just before the door gallery then. And Steve had thought that it wouldn't get to it. He's still shaking his head about the fact that he got up
The
to it.
receiver leads. Chase is the door.
40-30. Still a big game for Steve here. Cam would not like to be down 3-love, Fred. Not in the third set. He's going to have to do a lot of work on it. He's on the big boast. Oh, that's not going to come back on the Melbourne court. None of it's worked for the Melbourne court. It hits the camera in that area. It just comes out parallel with the back wall, the service wall. Juice. Still a huge game.
Fault.
That's a fault. Didn't quite touch down again after the blue line. Now we're looking at a big second serve. Oh, he's gone the quiet. Oh,
Worse than 6.
Worse than 6.
Deuce.
Lucky that didn't go in the dead on there. It must have been fairly well up the wall, I reckon, Fred. That's a fault, but it hasn't been called.
Can he wake Graham Blunstone up in the grill?
Oh, this is amazing. He hasn't put it away and he should have.
Here we go.
There he goes. Oh, and he's tried to
Back
boast,
shot
which
here.
is not a good idea against Cam. Cam loves
Graham!
and he's got the grill.
Graham Blunstone in the grill, marking for us there from the hazard end.
Advantage
Any
in a
marking
chase.
any of those long chases out on the hazard end. Graham is one of our A players here at Melbourne. Hails from Hobart. Tell us a little bit about Graham.
Oh, Graham Blunstone, he comes from a lawn tennis background. Actually, I'm going to practice with him in the morning at 9 o'clock. I'm not sure how I'll be at that time, Fred.
Pretty ordinary from my experience.
Yeah, look, he played a lot of lawn tennis in
receiver
Hobart,
leads.
and then we
Chase
managed
is
to convince
worse
him to
than
come and have a
6.
hit at the real tennis court, and he's absolutely been besotted ever since. Here goes Cam. This is a big serve. It's needed. It's a great serve too. But Steve's managed to slide it back and just picked it up before the second bounce, and Cam nailed it into the gallery. So gone back to Juice.
Deuce.
Now it's still this huge game. Both players know this game is getting to be really important in the third set. Oh, he's tipped it back off the camber. He's tipping it around at the moment, the players. Oh, Cam's made a
Advantage.
mistake, just a half volley, which he'd normally never miss. Oh, this is a bit of pressure now for the world champion. Oh, Steve's gone for it.
Oh,
and
it
he's
is.
drawn another
Third game. Steve Virgona.
Steve Virgona. Oh,
His mum's
he's
up
gonna be
here,
liking
just
this.
about standing out of a chair here on this one. Fantastic.
Oh, now Cam's gone straight into serving again. I don't think you can believe he's down
there you
there.
Cam still goes his here to main business.
Up.
Yep. Straight into the grill. 15 love.
Steve having a
Jeez.
bit of a chat to Graham.
Yep. Steve knows he's got to keep the pressure on here, and he's got to get the serve back too. He doesn't want to be down that end for very long. Oh, he's drawn another mistake.
15 all.
So I think that was pretty good play by Steve. He actually he just took his
sensational
time,
play, yep.
just took the heat out of that last
Yep.
point,
Yep.
and back in, and Cam's just forced an error there.
Steve's been in this position so often from Rob. I remember in Queens when he tried to do this, but Rob was up to it. But Steve is a
That's the part
you just can't give a left hand or anything past the mid
30-15.
line on the receiver's end. That's what they do. They get such an angle in off that main wall, Fred, into that dead on. You can't get in there to do anything with it.
And usually with a lot of power, but Steve really hasn't been lacing that ball.
No, you're right. He's been placing it really well in there. He's been differentiating it there with the post.
There's a bit more power coming off the racket.
Amazing.
Well, I
40-15.
think Camden has
40-15, and Steve's done it from the receiver's end. Go on.
I think Camden's made more errors in this set than he has for the whole match.
I reckon
Jeez,
he's made
nearly
more
a yard
errors in
worse
this
than
set
the
than
last
he's done
gallery.
for
All
the
out,
whole
gentlemen.
tournament, Fred.
40-15.
Come on, put your money where your mouth is. This is sensational. Steve is really putting him under pressure now. And Steve's demeanour hasn't changed at all. He's just really trying hard, and he's keeping the ball in play and keeping it hard and fast.
Pretty focused.
Oh, he is, isn't he? Look at that. He's just going about his business.
Look, I've never seen a bloke put the balls in the basket better than that.
Well, this is a different guy than we saw in the semi-final against Rob Fay. This is the way he played that fourth set against Rob Fay, where he really meant it.
Now let's talk a little bit about Steve's injury. Steve's been suffering from a little bit of a hammy in the. He picked that up against with a chappie in the. It was in the first set, and he's just a little bit hampered. And you can see that, particularly in the first set of this match, and in the second and you noticed it when he moves forward onto his backhand, and it's just a little bit, just not as strong getting into the ball as he is in the balance.
Chase is nearly a yard worse than the last gallery.
Three love up now. He's got that'll put a bit of spring in his
I
step.
haven't noticed it in the last set and a half, Fred. So I reckon he's put the whole lot to the back of his mind. He's just concentrating full ball. This is amazing to get to this point when he was receiving.
That's a good shot, Steve.
Good shot.
Game.
Game 4. Wow. Turnaround. What a turnaround.
Thank you. 4 games to love. Third set.
Love. Now the biggest thing for Steve now is going to be console himself, to keep moving.
Here's Cam taking a bit of
Keep the
time,
pressure
smart
on.
move.
Yep, I think you're right, Fred. He's realising that he's got to stem this tide here, or else he's probably not that fussed about losing this set at this point in time, but he doesn't want to go into the fourth set.
Yes.
Oh. Now this is the big thing about left-handers.
15 love.
You cannot give them on the back wall on their forehand. They immediately go from the grill, from the service end. This is their bread and butter shot. So Steve, as he does all those hard volleys, he's played them onto the wall rather than straight down the court. It's amazing today. Fred, what do you reckon?
30 love.
I just love
Time and
that
again.
that safety shot that he plays on a volley.
Chase, better than 6.
He'll often angle it straight up.
30
He
love.
hasn't got a lot of reaction time, so he'll angle it up onto the high service wall, and that's a terrific recovery shot. Coming across Cam's body is a hard shot to kind of get back for Cam.
This is going to be interesting. Oh, there he goes again, straight into that base of the camber. And look, that is not a hard shot.
40 love and a
Cam shouldn't be
chase.
missing those.
Yeah, so
That's
what's going
not
okay.
a hard shot. He's under pressure here.
Is he under pressure, or is Cam's Cam's dropping his head a little
Here
bit.
he is.
so
Look at this. He's just. I don't think he's
literally
feeling well.
Literally dropped his head on
Maybe
to the
he's- yeah.
onto the ledge there. I think it's a fair call.
No, I don't think he's feeling too well.
No.
I know that Cam told me early in the week that he had a really bad tummy bug. In fact, I think he might have even gone to hospital last weekend, and he's now
40 love.
pointing to something to John Lumley that he's
Receiver
got
leads,
a problem.
Chase is better than 6.
I say we're seeing that he's having a bit of a drama here. So there's definitely something going on, and that was so uncharacteristic to drop those. And he's losing a lot of power in his shots. Oh,
Right, that wasn't
get that one
convincing.
over. It wasn't convincing. That could have gone in the net
15-40.
or not in the net.
You usually would have put
Yeah,
it
and
there.
he's not. He's concentrating. A lot of time keeping on it. He's going to corkscrew back here, which always makes it difficult. Oops, Steve's hit it up again. But still, Cam doesn't put it away, and you can't get a left-hander full on to the handle
1 and 2,
under his
15-40.
forehand.
I'm
Both
sensing,
of
No, 1 and 2.
I'm sensing something here, Graham. I think Cam really isn't looking like he was in those first 2 sets.
No, there's
Now let's
something wrong.
let's take a little bit. Cam only probably about 10 days ago was in hospital suffering from some food poisoning, stomach bug or whatnot. He had he was pretty tender when he
15-40.
arrived here.
Server leads.
Yep, couldn't take on a lot of
1 and
food
2.
and whatnot.
Most
He's
definitely.
made his way through the first round and has been getting better ever since. So
Maybe this is the first time he's been tested, Fred, and he's having to play another set. Look at that. That's just a wild shot
Lost the
there.
Chase gate.
Another game.
5 games to
Now
love.
this is
5 love.
uncharacteristic.
This is what I meant. They both knew that third game in this set was huge.
Good ball. Is out there to be hit.
But yeah,
15
Steve,
love.
loose serve. You can't do that at any stage of the game to a left-hander like this. It's just going to keep Steve on his game here. Steve's trying to.
Nope.
Oh.
So
Now
Cam,
this is Steve to try and keep the collie wobbles away. He's got to close out this set.
Cam's up there. He's just taking a few deep breaths. He's looking like he's going to try and settle himself down.
It won't come back. Not on the Melbourne court. Once you get that very deep main wall camber, it's such a hard shot.
15
Cam's
all.
taking his time. He doesn't have to go and get that ball at worse than the door, but he's going to go and get it anyway.
That's a good point. That high main ball timbre. If you very often you'll see the pros drop it onto there because it'll come off the underneath the winning gallery and come down that main ball, beside the back of it, and very tough shot to get back.
Oh, that's not a good. Oh, damn! He's just not playing the way he did in the first couple of sets. Fred, you're right. You know, and this is the bread and butter shot for. He had to cover. He had to cover that grill because he knew that was
30-15.
coming, and then Steve knew he was covering that, so he just boasted it into the forehand. Whoops! That's a loose serve from Steve. That's going to get it. But Cam hasn't closed it out, and he should have. Oh,
Better than 5.
just
Steve-
flicked out better than 5.
30-15.
Steve has to be careful here.
He does.
If Cam is he's definitely slowed down a notch.
Fault.
Steve really needs to keep the pressure right on here, so he's determined to close
does.
out this set.
But he's got to keep the pressure on Fred to the beginning of the next set. That's the thing. That's going to be the difficult bit.
Worse than
Steve,
6.
well,
2
left.
chasers.
Out of position there.
Yeah,
in
look,
the end.
and that's the thing is I think he's looking good in this set, obviously, Steve. But the trick is here to really roll it on into the next set, and at the same time close out this set. Which we've all been in that situation. We're saying, whoa, you know, I'm 5-love up. All of a sudden, I've got a chance to take this set. I've got to take this set, but I've got to keep it rolling for the next one.
Steve's having a good look at Cam. Cam's just pretty slow in the changeover.
Yep. He's definitely not feeling flash.
30-15
Not
the
feeling
receiver
flash.
leads.
Look at that. He's not.
First chase is better than 5.
Yep. He's just. I reckon he's trying to steel himself for the next set.
think
Wouldn't
you're
be
probably
surprised if he does loose serves like that. Maybe get out of this set. Oh, that's a lovely shot. That's a perfect shot from there.
30 all. Worse than 6.
Worse than 6. Not a hard chase for these guys. Means a good serve though, but he hasn't. Oh, another error. Cam can't believe it. flattened himself up
40-30.
against the service wall there thinking, how did I do that? That's just a simple half volley across court.
Bit of a look up at the commentators from Cam then, and
Yep.
just going, yep,
Yep. This is not
not
pretty.
quite sure what's going on here.
Yep. So set point. Set point.
40-30.
to Steve. Steve's trying to keep concentrating here. He's going to be watching this ball awfully hard. Not a great serve again. Whoops, on the edge, but in good deep. Now Steve should have a good look at this. Oh, he's just gone for a standard shot. That's going to be difficult with the boast involved.
Yeah,
Oh,
shot.
he's got to close it out. He's just going to have to take his chances.
Yeah, Cam played that pretty well.
Can't.
Deuce.
He was getting it back. Steve didn't take advantage
Right.
of the loose ball.
Steve's gone for a fair bit of top hand curl there. Pulls it in on the
Advantage.
top right hand part of the table.
And another set point.
Another set point, Fred. Yeah, right. Still remember the last set point you had against me, you bugger. I didn't enjoy it at all. Ooh, back to juice.
Take the juice.
Deuce.
Come on, Steve.
Come on, Steve. We'd like a fourth set here, and this would really liven things up here with a 6-love set in the middle of things. Oops. No. Close.
Advantage.
Yeah, the crowd's always a sucker
Steve's
for another
going to
set,
have
aren't
to
they?
keep his head up here. He's going to have to keep his head up. Oh, that's not going to do it for him. That's not
there
going to
it
do
is.
it for him.
And then pretty happy with that.
And takes it into the winning gallery and looks up at
Okay.
us too to say,
One
I'm
game
not
to
dead
5.
yet, guys, in this set. What Steve will be doing here is trying to make sure he's got a bit of momentum going into the fourth set.
Jace,
Probably
the last
thinking that
gallery.
he's not going to win it from here, but
Mister.
most players do. They want to make sure they've got some momentum, Fred, going into that fourth set. They don't want to be 6-love, and that's what he's stopped at the moment.
Steve's playing against
He's
the world
playing
champion.
still
So,
well.
so he wanted
His
work of this.
retrieval is fantastic. Yep.
15 love.
Steve's going to have to lift his game again, back to where he was. Or else Cam will just keep taking him.
Last gallery twice.
Steve's taken a
15
good
love.
way out, an intelligent way out, just to get himself to serve.
Good deliberate play by Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Cam's just won the last game up this end, so he says, righto.
Let's get
None
out
of
of
that.
here.
Yep.
Yep, let's get out of here. You're dead right, Fred. Love that phrase, dead right, Fred. Pity we can't make it dead Fred right.
Now.
You can see there's been a bit of antagonism.
15
going
love.
between
The
these two
receiver
commentators
leads.
on the
First
court.
chase is the last gallery.
Steve. Oh, yes, he's got it just in there and slides
Well
it up
done,
the hill too.
A lovely shot,
This
well
is
controlled.
beautiful play. It's one of
15
the
all.
best
Chase the
points
last
Steve's played
gallery.
the last 2 games. Sensational serve. Yep, no, that's a fault. But he's let it, Frank's let it go. Oh, and Steve stopped realising it was a
30-15.
fault, but, you know, Frank didn't call it. You can't afford to do that.
You've got to play the ball.
Oh, he's
that's been-
gone for the sidewall. It's going to be hard. He's got to
Better
stay
than
in
2.
there. Oh. Cam has
30-15.
such good length on those posts, Fred. He just, time and again, they go down around that yard chase where you can't get any real pressure on them to get them back.
I think where Steve was getting on top of Cam was when he was just putting that extra bit of weight in the ball and having
Yeah.
Cam move and having Cam puffing a bit.
And he's just pulled the pin back a bit at the
Yep.
moment. You're dead right. He's just taken his foot off the throttle. Look at that. It's a weak serve. Yeah. Cam's made a mistake. Oh, and Steve's made a bigger
40-15
mistake.
and a chase.
Can you believe it? He can't. Neither of them. Cam's broken into a grin thinking that was such a bad return, and Steve's just gone and whacked it in the net.
Late Christmas present.
Oh. Cam's still shaking his head. What happened there? So Cam just missed the dead on with the top of the bando, and
Cam's
And
not.
Steve has just not put it away.
So
Now,
Cam's not resting his head on the
no,
the ledge there. He's
40,
not
15.
hanging him down.
No.
His head's up
Seven
again.
leads,
He's up
better than
about.
two.
Cam knows that all great champions have just got to keep making the other person play the ball more. The name of the game is the
Thank
person
you.
who hits the ball over the net the most wins. And he knows that's the score.
I thought it was the person who won the last point in the match won, but
Nah, mate, it's whoever hits the ball over the net the
Lost the
most
chase.
wins.
Game.
Good game, 2-5. Okay, Steve's got a
2 games
oh,
to
no,
5.
Steve hasn't taken time off. He's gone straight into it. He should have taken a bit of a break there, I think. Yep.
great length.
Oh, he's
15
tried
love.
to hook it into the galleries, but missed it. He's gone the wrong side of the post. He's 15 love down, Steve. And Cam's starting to like Fred said, serve with a bit more verve.
30 love.
That's another 2 good tight serves in a row. It's 30 love, and it's been nothing of Steve since love 5, pretty much.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, he's
Cam's
taken the foot off and
back in the set.
whoa, geez. You don't want to be 3-5 is a big difference from 5 love. He's going to kick the bando, yep. Steve's just hit it back, no big power on that either, and Steve's just hit it back again. Luckily,
15,
got an
30.
error off Cam there, but geez.
Every now and again, the old down the middle shot
Yep,
works pretty well, doesn't it?
just over the net, Fred, over the net.
Well, they're not expecting it. That's the thing, because they're
Oh.
going side to side
30
so
all.
often.
30 all. This is a big point now. This is a huge point for Steve. He really wants this game point. He knows it too, but it's a bad return.
Oh.
And Cam nails it down the main wall.
40, 30.
40-30.
Steve needs a chase
Steve
here.
needs a chase, big time. He's going to have to go for the chase, and he knows it. Oh, but he's hooked it. He's not. That's not going to get him anywhere. And he's tried again for the chase, but that's going to come out hard. So he's. Oh. Geez, Steve was lucky to get out of that. That was a comedy of errors, Fred. Both of them just hitting
Cam
the ball and not thinking.
Cam was not convincing at
No.
that point, though.
No, he wasn't. The serve's a great serve, though. It's so tight, that serve, but Steve's lucky. He's corkscrewed it back, but Cam's managed to slip it past the camber there.
Advantage.
Played that forehand under the grill so well all
Steve
tournament.
still doesn't have a chase. He really wants it, but it's not going to get him that. That's going to lose him the game right there. Oh, he's managed to keep him played. No good. And still going to. Oh! That's going to lose him. Okay. Now Steve's got to take stock. Hasn't he, Fred? He's
Game.
3-5. He's got
3
that.
games to 5.
This is it. This is it. And Cam knows, even if he loses this game from here, he's still got the momentum going into the next set. He's won the last 3 games. Right down the ball.
I'd like to see Steve just
Ball up, please, Steve. 15 love.
keep just moving Cam around at this stage.
He did. He's reconciled himself a bit, calmed himself down, and he's won the first point of this important game.
When are we going to see a chase from Steve?
Oh, I'm sure he's trying. Oh, it's not such a good serve again. Oh, yep,
Chase,
there we go.
second gallery.
Right there.
Even off.
15 love.
Yep. It was a tough shot.
He's channeling me, Bradford.
He could be. You sure you're not his coach, Fred?
Oh, see the old
Now
down
that-
the middle. That's a great
now you
shot.
see that.
30 love.
That's not Cam. That's not Cam's reflexes. That was not a hard boast.
Yeah.
And Cam was out of position and decided to try and play it through his legs. That's just completely uncharacteristic of Cam earlier in the game. 30 love. This is where Cam's got to make it.
Oh.
That's a fault. But,
Good call, Frankie.
yep. Oh, come on. That was a metre in front of the blue line, Fred.
He was doing beautifully.
Yeah, that'd be a good call. He makes the blind if he didn't call that.
Oh, no forward
Forward
by
love.
Cam.
there
Chase, the
because
second gallery.
Steve missed the main wall dead on, and then Cam just pushed it into the net. Whoa, that's probably the set, ladies and gentlemen, sitting right there. Cam has reckoned. I reckon Cam's
Early call from Bradfield.
just settling himself in for the 4th set.
He's gone against the world champ.
Yep.
I don't know. It's
No,
like
I think
Cam's a fighter, but
Cam's-
he's 40 love down. He's
Well,
going to have
just
to pull out
thinking,
all his stops on this one.
40 love.
No, I think Cam's thinking,
The server leads.
let's
Chase
get myself
is
together
the
for this
second
fourth
gallery.
set. I don't want to bust my gut.
You said that at the 5 love down, so
Yeah, let's see what happens. Oh, there we go.
both missing
Steve's
targets.
racing it back. Here we go. This should be the point to Cam though. Yep. No.
Steve's still in
Steve tried to slide it in the galleries there and he missed. Oh God, this is getting worse and worse. They can't hit it higher than this.
Won the chase.
That's a terrible point played by Steve.
15-40.
I think
Cam was letting him have it.
Steve was on the back foot all that point.
Yeah, Steve's got some. He's got to get his mind up here. He's got to just get this point and get onto it the next set. See, you can't afford a first fault like that either. That's loose. Oh, but he's lucky with that. And again, it's still loose. It's all loose.
Chase
Cam
the
says, "Thank
second
you,
gallery.
I'll take the serve back."
15-40.
Smart play by Cam.
Oh,
So
yeah,
what do you think
yeah.
about your early call? Just,
No. Still Steve's. It's all in Steve's head at the moment. He's just got to win one of the next 2 points. He's lost 1 of 3. This is it. And I think Cam's reconciled to the fact he's going to have to play a fourth set to me.
15-40.
He's
The
just trying to settle
receiver
himself
leads.
down.
Chase is
But
the
of course,
second
if
gallery.
Steve doesn't take it, Cam is quite happy to play it out. Oh, nice. See, how did Cam play that volley and couldn't play the other
30-40.
post? Ridiculous. 30-40, still a set point. It's better serve too.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Oh, that's a fantastic shot from Cam.
Cam takes
Oh, he's
reset
pulled
point.
it back. Now it's really changed. I might be wrong here, Fred. Big time.
Oh, that one.
Oh, that's 2 wood shots from both of them.
Chase.
Play by
Oh, and
Steve.
Steve's
The door.
gone for safety again. Takes the door for a serve. Juice, this has become a huge point now. Mentally as well as that's a fault. Not called as well. And gone in there.
Advantage and chase.
Steve's not letting it show on him. You agree, Fred? It's a fault.
I'm going with Frankie, the marker. You know, it's like you've got to.
Geez, do we get a replay here?
Why would I ever go against the marker?
Well, it's easy. It's so easy to
Advantage.
see up here.
The receiver leads.
Whereas, of course,
Chases
Frank,
the door.
the marker is down there in line with the blue line, so it's really hard to see from there.
Yeah, Frank's marking
I've
from the
reffed 2
right-hand
world-
side of the dinner.
I've reffed 2 world championships and having to call those, and it's so hard.
Out of court.
Cam's not happy with that.
Back to Juice.
Juice.
Juice, we've got the big point on the go again. Huge point on the go again. Steve wants this, but he doesn't look as though he's facing up to it, Fred, as hard as he should. Oh, he's just
try to be delicate.
Advantage.
Come on,
Oh
Steve.
no, Steve, this is not the time to wait. You just saw him tell himself wait, but it's not the time to wait. Oh, it's 1 bounce too, which is always bad news. Oh, it's gonna. Okay, take your time, Steve. Just make sure of this. Oh,
That's a
yeah,
great shot.
great shot. Cam is looking for the force into the grill all the time.
That was a
Juice.
great save by Cam
Juice
out of the
again.
grill.
Oh, it was. Yep. Steve's decided to take his time. That's what he's got to do. Think this out, mate. Yeah, that's a better serve too. Oh, Frank called it this time.
Good call.
It was definitely a fault. Very similar. 2 left-handers. It's just so they serve so similarly.
Double
Oh,
fault.
it's a double fault. Oh no.
Advantage.
Oh,
Oh, that would hurt.
Unbelievable. That would hurt hugely. It's a big game. Got to make them. Oh,
Second serve.
mate. Someone in the crowd just said that's a big miss. It sure is.
So what's this serve going to be? High?
Oh,
Yep, there it
he's
is.
gone for safety. And Cam hasn't done anything with it either.
No,
No, it's not
thank
up.
you.
It's not up.
See?
Neither players wanted it at the moment. This is an amazing turn of events.
Deuce.
Neither of the players
Alright.
are playing for it. They've both got the collie wobbles.
Oh,
That's
he's got
it.
it.
There he's finally found it. That's the first positive shot Steve's hit in 2 games.
I think you're probably
It's
right.
amazing, amazing.
Just really going for it.
Yeah. Now he's got to really nail this serve. Oh, he served it high just to make sure. Oh, that's an amazing get off the wood.
Well, left
Hands
hand.
decide to leave it. And then the words of the inimitable Ted
All out,
Cochran,
gentlemen.
good as a point. That's got to be the
balls
worst
left.
hazard chase on the court, Fred.
Has it chased the
Does it
first?
does. So I think, Steve sitting up, he's going to have to have a go at this, isn't he?
Oh, it's going to be interesting how he plays it. In that second set, just when I thought Cam would blast away for that hazard, he chipped it down the line, do you remember, to win the set?
Yeah.
I'm wondering where Steve's going to come with this because, I mean, if I was him, I'd be blasting the hell out of it. But, it's going to depend on the serve a bit.
That's why he's down there and you're up here, Graham.
Absolutely, mate.
He's
all in my mind.
Well,
all
Cam-
in my mind, Fred.
Cam will be typically putting down a railroad right here, having his hugging as close to that wall as he can make it.
We haven't seen Cam hit anything else on a chase apart from a railroad, I don't think. All night.
Yeah, so they're taking
He's a
the
little
time.
bit. Yeah,
They're
Cam's
just-
a little bit pippy though. He's moving a lot better than he was 5 minutes ago, isn't he?
Oh, Advantage.
Well, he's in this set.
Yeah.
So.
Receiver leads.
He's in this set, but he's
Hasn't
won the last
chased
3
the
games,
first
so
gallery.
he's happy. I think he's happy to go into the 4th set, having won the last 3 games.
Yeah, probably, but I think
Yeah.
you'd like to kind of get this back to juice. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's hazard chase, so it's. Yep, he's gone hard. Oh yes. Like I said, the
Ball
worst
up,
hazard
please,
chase
Steve.
on the court. All he had to do was get it in
Thank
there.
you. Deuce.
Yeah.
That was not the best return from Steve.
Didn't surprise me for Steve going down that. He pulled out a few
No,
of those
but
in
geez,
this match.
yeah, I don't know why he went so high. He was actually going for the dead on, I think.
Yeah, he was going for the dead on,
Yeah.
just missed it wide.
Juice again, such a huge game, and that's wide too. That's gonna. Oh,
good
that's
pick up.
amazing. Left-handers are the only people who can do that, and that. They just take it off the Cam. He's missed it, and it's going to screw in there. But Cam's with him. Oh, a wood shot. Oh, look at this. That's amazing volleys. Oh, he got to it. He didn't get it back. Cam is now saying, come on, you bastard crowd, give me a clap. Did you see that? Cam looked at the
Advantage.
crowd and said, come on, that was a great point by me.
Crowd were very obliging,
Yeah,
I've got to say.
Oh, better than half.
Come on,
Thank
Graham
you.
Bradfield.
Stroke. Game.
Oh, no.
4
Boots
games
has
to
disagreed
5.
with it. Boots has disagreed with it.
Graham.
Oh, dear. Yeah, that's not a good one.
4
gone
games
to
to
4,
5.
4-5.
Oh, dear. So Steve was thinking that's definitely a hazard, and it was very close to the white line, but Graham Bluntstone, also
4-5.
known as Boots, was in the box seat.
For those out there that don't
okay.
know, the Bluntstone is a boot. A
Come
famous
on,
boot
come
in
on, Fred.
Australia.
It's an international known boot, even in New York. Okay, we've got 4-5. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a fault. We've got a game on our hands now, a set on our hands. We didn't think we had it. 5-love. Steve would be clenching everywhere now.
Oh,
Yeah, he
almost.
got it,
Up.
but it wasn't quite up.
Ball up, please, Steve.
All right. I think Steve's going to be lacing in a chase into a gallery here as quick as he can.
Absolutely, absolutely. The only thing that could be worse for Cam now is to get to 5-all and Steve to win it. It's a pretty tight serve again. Steve's
He's looking
Jay,
good.
yeah,
he's got it that
Look at
time.
Graham.
Oh, there's a little
50
bit
love.
little bit of playing going on there, but Steve's going to have to keep his mind on the game here. Oh, another
15
error
all.
from Cam.
Gee, that down the middle
Oh.
shot's picked up a few
Yeah.
points for
Oh, amazing.
Steve.
Yeah, and normally Cam's pretty good on that sort of stuff. Oh, Steve's gone into it and missed it all. Whoa! Oh,
Yes.
that's a great jet. It's missed both openings there. Oh, and he's hit it up, but Cam's hit it. Oh, this is amazing tennis, ladies and gentlemen. He's gone for it. Oh.
He's got the chase. That's what he wanted.
And that's the difference too between
5
Cam
and 6.
Steve
2
right
chases.
there. If that had been Cam, he would have really hit a really deep, solid boast, whereas Steve has just hit a boast that's gone around chase 6. Doesn't put the pressure on.
Steve,
Oh,
we
no.
did.
I know. We've got problems
Steve,
now.
Steve, be very disappointed that he's missing those forehand forces,
15
backhand
all.
forces
Oh.
into the
First
jet.
chases has a
He's
chase
missed
better
them
than half a yard.
Absolutely.
on just about all occasions.
And his mother behind us is getting fidgety as well. We can see her. Oh, did it go over? Not quite.
30-15.
30-15.
Chase 5 and
The
6.
world champion is 5 and 6.
30-15.
Not a great chase, but oh no, he needs a good serve there. Oh, this is loose tennis from both of them here. And onto the timbre, that's not the way to go. It's still loose. And onto the timbre.
Oh, Cam's laced
that's
on
the
it a bit.
boast I was looking for. That's Cam's boast, 30 all.
30 all.
Huge point again. Huge point. Steve doesn't look like he wants it though. He's just not hitting it like he was, Fred. Oh, he's just lobbing it back there.
Here's a shot. Here's a shot.
Oh, you see, there was no fire in that boast. No fire in that boast from before. What is going on? Before, just
40-30.
3 or 4 games ago, he laced that boast, didn't he? And now he's got a game to go 5 all. He's going to.
It's a good serve. It's a good shot too.
Good shot. This is the one he's got to take. Yeah,
right
take
there.
again. Ooh.
Oh,
He's
Paul
lucky
Riviere.
there. He was lucky that ball missed the timbre there. Cam hitting the timbre and everyone else
Deuce.
did too.
Just not finding his marks, is he?
Oh no, Steve's taken this foot off the pedal badly. And you can't do that against someone like Cam. That's a good serve. That's a good serve.
Worse than 3.
Cam, very lucky to get out of that.
Oh, very lucky. And it's amazing Steve didn't use it. Steve's put his head down. We're
Good a service
he's in
you'll get.
trouble. Yep. That's not a bad serve either.
Oh,
Better
no,
than
He's
2.
got to
2
get that
chases.
second bounce on the penthouse, Fred.
just to
He's
mix it up.
Yeah, Rob or Cam, one bounce on the penthouse is fatal.
all over,
you know.
all over it,
It's
aren't they?
just fatal. They just can't hit anything else but a better than 2 off that.
And they take it so high too, don't they? They can really get the angle down onto the forecourt.
Yep,
Up the
and
service
Cam's
end
not
and
a tall guy either. And Rob just puts so much curl on that return when he does that.
First chase is worse than 3.
Jeez, all right.
All right.
Yeah, yep.
Juice
coming up. That's a better shot from Steve. Good call, Brady.
Advantage. Chase better than 2.
set
Better
point.
than 2. Set point on better than 2 though. Cam's going to hit this serve hard, but he's missed it. Better than 2's always good to hit it hard, but too
hard.
Steve's hit it.
Oh, it's
Cam's
gone the other.
Cam's made it. Unbelievable. Cam's put a left out if he wanted to. Unbelievable. Well, Fred, we've seen the best set so far today.
Game in the 3rd set.
Now we're
was
going to
amazing.
we're going to hand you over to 2 very lesser commentators.
4th set.
Oh, Gouldy. Okay. I'll just introduce them while they get. I'll get them in. I'll introduce the new commentators coming up to the microphone. Okay, just at this point, run.
Second gallery.
Steve's just gone for a
No strikes.
safety shot there to lay a chase. Great serve by Cam. He really has to serve. Cam well today.
Stroke.
First blood to Steve.
15 love.
First blood to Steve. Now coming into the commentary box, we've got Alistair Curley, affectionately known as Cone. He's one of the crowd favourites here. Steve's gone to
Right,
30
hit the
love.
camera.
This is he's going to be joined
30
by
love.
Andrew Gould. So Andrew is going to be coming both from Melbourne, originally came from Hobart, so we've got some good Aussies coming up to the microphone for a fantastic fourth set.
5 yards.
I'll hand
Second
over.
gallery in 5. 30 love.
So Andrew Gould, welcome to the commentary position at 2-1. We might have we might just dial it down, Radio 4 style.
Well, I thought
the
so.
commentary a little bit after the radio commentary that we've been hearing in the last little while. We might go to Radio 4.
Second gallery.
A bit Richie Benno.
Chill,
Richie Benno.
Richie Benno. We're going to just only talk between points.
Oh, well, between points now. I'd like to start with a big shout out to Tiger Riviera. I'm sure he's
Is that
sitting
ball
up
okay,
watching
Cam?
in
Thank
Aiken,
you.
South
40
Carolina. So,
5
my lady, you
yards.
Tiger.
$15.40. Go.
Ooh. Oh, some fabulous defence there, Alistair.
Game. The first game of the fourth set.
And this match has really changed.
One
The
love.
first two sets were very, very much
Thank you.
a story about Camden. And Steve has worked himself back into the match, and it's great for the crowd, it's great for Steve. Did look a little bit worrying early on that it could be a very pedestrian match, but Steve
Chase the
found a
door.
way to get back into it. It's terrific.
No strokes.
And now we've got a big crowd here tonight in Melbourne, and they're absolutely seeing a first-class match.
Better than 6. 2 chases.
So here we are, 2-1. First game to Steve in the fourth set. It's kind of interesting thing, Camden, those first two sets were reasonably comfortable for him. He's going to have to regroup here a little bit and think about, how did he let that third set
The third set go.
I mean, he got back into it in the end, but he let a big lead go. So I'm sure he's just having to sort of pull his head together, and he'll be wanting a good start here now. And Steve, he's just going to have to keep it going.
No
But
strokes.
great athleticism from
First
Steve
chases, chase
and
the
Cam in the
door.
last 15 minutes. Been terrific tennis.
$15 love. Better than 6.
Made a comment online. Redman.
Oh. Oh, good. Oh, nice shot.
30 love.
Ooh.
Love.
Those are the shots that they were just missing in that last set, Alistair. I think.
Game.
So
1 all, and now obviously there was a minor bit of controversy late in that set when the hazard marker inserted themselves to the game. We might come back to that shortly.
Chase, the first gallery. No strokes. Love. Fault. That was close. 30 love.
That was a pretty smart second serve there.
Yeah. And yes, Steve just taking a little bit of
Chase
time
the
here.
first gallery, 30 love.
So that net call
40 love
just
and a
helped him
chase.
count a little bit, but let's come back to the hazard mark.
Well, yeah, we were talking about this before we came into the commentary position, that there hasn't been a hazard marker, I don't think, the rest of the week.
I don't think so.
No.
And I know it's...
so it was probably a surprise to Steve to hear a call coming from behind him to say stroke.
He certainly looks surprised, and modesty and discretion prevents us from naming the hazard marker.
Exactly. Chases
But
the
he's probably
first gallery.
Probably not.
He's young and he has good eyesight, I must say that.
That's the thing. So Steve did accept the decision, but obviously it didn't come at the best of times.
Double fault. Game.
So
Two
disappointing
games to
double
one.
fault there.
2-1.
The ball just bouncing a little bit of spin off. So 2 games to 1, Cam back in a good position.
That's right. Thank you. You okay? 15 love.
Lovely shot. As a fellow left-hander, I really emphasise that shot.
15
It's
all.
just fantastic, that volley. Crisp.
What, you can remember doing those?
I can remember dreaming of doing those.
Chase, the second gallery. 15 all.
Good choice.
Yeah, well
Better
done.
than the last
Cam
gallery.
there. He
Two
knew he was
chases.
going to be sucking back onto the back wall. Did well.
15 all. All out.
Well, it's 4:15, if I'm right, on the east coast of America in the AM. So
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
any hardy souls? We've heard the Tigers awake. I suspect Ryan Carey's probably up and watching. Ryan's been a big supporter all week. So hello, Ryan.
And hello, I suspect we'd be having the Pullman family in England with every chance they'll be watching.
Which would be it's only 9:15 in the morning.
9:15, Savannah's been up for hours.
Tim will still be in bed, but
Yeah, well, possibly, but I think Savannah might be up and about. And well, I don't know who Funky Footsteps is, but it's hello back to you, whoever you are. And we wish you were here in Melbourne, I think, depending on who you are. But and also, I think probably it's good to let
15
people
all.
know overseas. There's a
First
very
chase
good
is the
crowd here in the
second
club.
gallery.
The club room is filled. The players are probably a little bit relieved today. The heat's come down a bit from.
we had a nice cool change about 2 hours ago or 3 hours ago.
The heat's down from what it was earlier in the week. The court will still be warm, but not as bad as it was.
Won the chase 30-15. Chase better than the last gallery.
Steve.
Fault. Lost the chase. 30 all.
Someone called Funky Footsteps is watching. It's a lovely shot. Perfect width.
40-30.
Oh, yeah, it's very good indeed.
Game. 3 games to 1. 4th set.
So Cam's asserted himself very quickly in this
He
fourth
has.
set.
It's business as usual again.
Last gallery. No strokes. Last gallery twice. No strokes.
So on the hot court issue, Alistair, we did controversially have a member here run an experiment last week, thinking that evaporative cooling might just work on the tennis court, and he decided to hose it down. Did you hear about this?
No, I hadn't heard about that.
Oh,
What
okay.
happened?
No, it was last Saturday morning. A member came in at 5 a.m. It was a very hot night. And
It was, I remember that,
and he
particularly
couldn't-
hot.
He couldn't sleep, and he was lying in bed, and he thought, evaporative cooling, that works in the outback. We'll try it on the tennis
strokes.
court. So he went and
First
flooded
chase
the
is
court.
the last gallery.
Wow. Well, look, I'm assuming he had the best of intentions,
He probably did.
but I think we've had experiences here with evaporative cooling in Melbourne in the past.
Well, unintentional evaporative cooling, yes.
15 love. Chase the last gallery.
Oh dear.
No, that wasn't part of the game plan, that one.
30 love.
So this is a challenging time for Steve here. He did well to win that third set, but this fourth set's moving quite quick, probably the quickest set by far
Yeah.
of the match, and he's in danger of being 4-1 down very quickly here. Match could be slipping away as we speak.
He's lost that penetration on the serve he had in the last set.
40 love.
This is definitely a little bit of one-way traffic at the moment, so the Australian here needs to really think about what he's going to do to get back into this set.
Fault. Fifteen 40.
So
30-40.
and Oops. Yep. Nice shot. Sorry, Alice is at an equipment malfunction here. I think he's back.
I am back, and I think it's Steve Virgona's sister is the Funky Footsteps, so good to see you online. Hopefully you can send some
Advantage.
good vibes to your brother.
Well, that's 40 love back to Steve's advantage. That's a big
That's
swing
game,
there.
actually.
2 games to 3.
It is too.
Yeah,
There you
so
go.
that's a bit of a turnaround game.
Yeah.
It was in danger of 4-1. He's back to 2-3. A little bit fortunate, but he'll be taking it right
15
now.
love.
Oh,
30 love. $15.30. Fold. Second gallery. 15.30.
that could be all right.
It's a great shot.
So, Steve certainly starting to come back into the match.
40-15 and a chase.
Opportunity to level it 3-all. There's been a lot of talk about the hair of the players this week.
Well, actually, on the hair, did you know yesterday was Kiss a Ginger Day?
Really?
It was, yes. I gave Rob Fay's sister Christina a kiss before because she's red-headed. I'm not kissing Camden, but
No, where's Andy Fowler when you need him?
yeah, exactly. I mean, I hope someone gave Camden one yesterday, so to speak, a kiss, but
Yes, just a kiss.
yes.
40-15.
But I didn't realise that.
The receiver leads.
wow.
Chase is the second gallery.
It's a very unusual sound in this club, is babies crying, which we don't normally get very often. I don't know if it's coming through the microphone.
30-40.
Yes, we have a large. One of the nice things about RMTC is the number of young kids around the club and using the pool and all of those things.
Yeah.
It's a lovely place for families to come. But tonight we seem to be having a baby who's not happy with what's happening.
Well, it might be the future world champion, ladies champion, Sophie Fay, or it could be Fiona Hewson's. Many of you there would know John Hewson, who passed away sadly a few years ago. And, his grandson Jack is here.
3 games all.
So 3 games all. Steve is a little bit of a fist pump there, and straight at Cam he did it too. So just telling him he's back.
Oh. What do you take those?
Yep.
15 love.
Yeah, good heat.
15 all.
Steve's hardly missed a tambour shot like that this week, so it was a good pace.
Chase the door.
There's a little bit of an
15
intent
all.
about Steve at the moment. He's got a spring in his step. He's looking up and about. Ooh, how did he do that?
That was ambitious. Oh!
Steve going inside the railroad is
30-15.
extraordinary, but and Cam coming back with that grill. No. I hope you realise I called that before it happened.
No, it was never in doubt.
It was never in doubt. It's the
40-15. Chase the door.
yeah. I think if you're going to do that, you have to say it before you do it. Otherwise, it's going to count as not deliberate.
Yeah.
I think John Herbert has been providing some feedback about our previous commentator. I think we have a responsible serving of alcohol policy here at the RMTC, and I think we probably would go enough, sir, at this stage.
Although Graham managed to go, a whole set without drawing breath, so that was quite a record.
30-40.
It's like addressing the bench.
That's it. That was a winning gallery for the second game. Oh, that's great.
Just didn't want to hit the tandem there.
Oh,
And
that's a bad miss there.
that
Gate.
a very good, a great point in fact, but a disappointing end.
4
and,
games to 3. 4-3.
Both
Fourth
players
set.
are, I think, safe to say, fully engaged in this set now.
Yeah.
There's plenty of emotion out there.
Well, it was. I mean, Camden almost left that what could have been a hazard chase, save for the hazard marker. But
I think he was obviously, the hazard marker was in his mind
yes.
at that point. I won't leave that one. Well, I know a hazard marker, and I think he's got reasonable eyesight.
well, he is from Tasmania. I mean,
Yeah, well, there is that.
well, actually, we better not identify him any further.
15
No, we
love.
won't. In fact, we'll start de-identifying him.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a great shot. And the standard has been quite...
15 all.
It's been pretty good this set.
It's been good.
Ooh, ripped that row.
It's actually been a lot more pace than a lot of the other matches leading up to this.
Chase the second gallery.
That's right. Camden gave
15
me a
all.
great dissertation the other night about how one should never aim for the second gallery, that it was, he agreed with Julian Snow, that it was a weakness. That you had no belief in your own floor game if you went for the second gallery. What do you think of that?
Well,
No, Camden was really getting quite serious about it. I would never go for the second gallery, he said to me. He's just hit about 5 in the last 2 games.
I think it's one of those things that it's great to say in theory that you should play the floor, but I think
30-15.
the smart players, if you're spending a lot of time at the hazard end, you take the second gallery every single time.
I would too.
That is a beautiful volley.
40-15.
And
Chase
again,
the
I'm sure
second
Clive's
gallery.
got that ready for the slow-mo replay later, but perfectly short backswing, punched, gorgeous. One for Steve's highlight reel. Or his on-court highlight reel, anyway.
On-court highlight, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, the off-court highlight reel, there's probably too many
chases the
dimensions. I
second
think,
gallery.
but,
Well, look,
I wouldn't go there.
he has many highlights.
On the chase.
That's a great shot. That's very well played.
4 games all.
Ooh.
15 love.
It was a good serve, though.
Yeah, he might have been looking for the fault there, but it was clearly over.
Strike. 15 all.
That's a great shot.
30-15.
That is the problem, stepping inside. You're
Yeah.
at the maximum distance away from the ball if he gets it across the other side.
Yeah.
Second gallery, 30-15.
smart play there. He needs to get back down to the service end,
does.
at this business end of the set.
That's a big shout out to Julian Snow if he's listening too.
40-15 and a chase. All out, gentlemen.
And a complete counterpoint to exactly what Camden was arguing the other night, obviously.
Exactly.
Look, I think it's, if you've got the play on the floor, play it. But, ultimately this is pretty much the evidence is in that the game is won at the service end. So I think you'd really be wanting to happily take second gallery from time to time.
Although I must admit, I was reminded the other day about that, and curiously, I can remember marking. Perhaps I was referee one match. It was Rob Fay and Tim Chisholm back in their heyday when they were hitting it a little bit harder, although they still hit it pretty hard. 60% of the points that day were won from the hazard end, which is certainly
that's very unusual.
Unusual, yes. But,
there we are. We say hello to the crowds. Overseas, hi Tiger, hi
Ryan,
Ange.
Freddie, if you're watching on the West Coast, if you're still on the West Coast.
So here we are, 4-all.
40-15, the receiver leads.
40-15
Chases
to
the
Camden.
second gallery.
He leads 2 sets to 1. It's the 4th set.
Great shot.
That is a very good play. Steve under
30-40.
constant assault there, but he held firm.
Chase the second gallery, 30-40.
I think certainly we've got enough evidence to say if Camden's starting to run his theory in future about never taking
they had the second gallery.
Never
yes.
taking that. I think we've just proved the point that when things are tough, you take it every single time. Sorry, Julian, if you're watching.
Got one. 40-30.
I'm sure Tiger would agree, wouldn't you, Tiger?
Seven
You
leads.
can tap on the keys to Clive.
Chases
He'll
the
let us know.
second gallery. Game.
And that's why you take the chase.
And that's why you take the chase. You get the cheap point, and now you're serving
5 games
for the
to
match.
4.
Yep.
15 love.
So Camden drawing first blood in this, the 10th game of the 4th set. I'm not sure it's a smart play to sleep there.
No,
if you don't, he just left himself very exposed once he was
he
in
just didn't get enough on that one. Not enough heat and wrong direction. And that's terrible.
And all of a sudden, very quickly, 3 match points.
Yeah.
There we go. Camden Riviere is the 2017 Australian Open
Set of the match,
champion.
6-3, 6-3, 4-6, 6-4. The
Defeating
presentation will take place tomorrow
Steve
evening after the
Virgona.
doubles.
So just to,
Well played,
just in
gentlemen.
case you didn't catch the scores there, Camden wins 6-3, 6-3, 4-6, 6-4. High quality final. The crowd have loved it. What did you think, Andrew?
Well, unfortunately, I missed the first set because I was coming in from work. But the following 3 sets were high quality and high pace. Most of the semis and even the quarters were very cat and mouse, and lots of players filling each other out with lots of angles and cut and so on, but this had it all. It had the cut, it had the pace, it had the targets. It was all there.
No, look, I think we were worried early on. It did look like it could be quite a one-sided match.
That was the set I missed, fortunately.
But it's turned out to be a very high-quality match that I think the crowd here really enjoyed on a Friday night, and I think we look forward now to a fantastic doubles final tomorrow. We've got the world champions in Camden Riviere and Tim Chisholm up against a very strong pairing in Steve Virgona and Chris Chapman. What are you thinking about that?
I've got to go with the world champions myself. I think Camden will be as solid as ever, and Tim looks to have been just coasting along. I think he'll be the dark horse. I think he could be the one that really unleashes.
So okay, guys. So for those of you who are overseas, we're about to cut to some highlights of the match. So we're going to check out here from Melbourne. We look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for what I'm sure will be a fantastic doubles final. Just to reprise once again, Camden Riviere, the Australian Open champion for 2017. Good night, everyone.
Well done, Camden. Good night. Yeah, James Guest flooded the court. James Guest? Yes. And so then, a couple of punters turn up at 7 or 7.